Well, a very good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another Flight Deck to Sim live stream. Today it's the 25th of January 2022, 3 minutes past 8 in the evening. We're in Microsoft Flight Simulator and we're in Iceland, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be doing 2 sec today in the recently released Aerosoft Twin Otter. I had a beta copy, thankfully, and I've just updated it to the latest release version. And we are here in Reykjavik. We're going to be flying to Isafjordur, right at the top of the island. As I said, an hour flight time there. Very famous approach there, right in the valley there, the fjord, very close to terrain, and we are live weather. I mean, can you hear that? Just listen to this. The weather all day today has been 50-60 knots. I think Reykjavik Airport is actually currently closed. Latest wind I just got from the METAR was 290 at 29, gusting 40. I've got a funny feeling this is beyond what the Twin Otter could safely operate at, but we'll try and do everything as realistically as possible. We're going to be going to Isafjordur, and there the METAR stopped being updated because I think the airport's closed now, but we'll try and land on, I think it's runway, I can't remember the direction, I think it's 08 along the valley there. I think actually Microsoft Flight Simulator has it as one of their challenging approaches there. But yes, we're on VATSIM, we've filed a flight plan online, haven't been on VATSIM or Microsoft Flight Simulator for ages. It's all working, I set it up this afternoon, and it should be great fun there. Runway 08, I think it's pronounced Isafjordur. Well, we'll just refer to it as Bravo India India Sierra. How about that? There we are. So this is just stock Microsoft Flight Simulator Reykjavik Airport. I do have the Orbex mesh installed, which I think is free to download. I mean, look at that windsock. That is just preposterous. I mean, if the aircraft wasn't tied down, it'd probably be blown over by now. But yeah, absolutely crazy. Multiple runways in use. Wind is 290, as I said, 29, gusting 40, so we'll be departing off runway 31 today. And here is our aircraft. We're flying as Norlandair today. This is an Icelandic airline. I don't think they operate into Bravo India Sierra, but we are today. Remarkably, the doors are not blowing closed, neither is the cargo hold, but yeah, looking really, really nice here. The ground crew, he's covering his ears because he can barely hear anything because of the wind, but yeah, really looking nice. We're fully fueled, well, not fully fueled, I got as much fuel in as I could with 10 passengers. We're right at our maximum takeoff weight. Actually, let me just pitch back here. Oh no, the gust locks are in. It looks like it's about to tip over, actually. It's that windy, but yeah, you wouldn't want to be flying into Reykjavik today. As I said, I've looked at the flight departures this airport today. They were all cancelled, all the flights here, as were the flights into Bravo India Sierra. Anyway, hello Micropish, hope you're doing well. I think you tweeted to me saying this is about the April 9th live stream you watched in a row, so thank you very much for that. Dennis, I hope you're doing well. Dubnoid, good evening everyone, hello to you. Lauren, maybe Fjordfur, maybe, no idea, should have looked it up before the stream how to pronounce it. Hope you're doing well anyway. Ashley, so Captain, have you crashed in Sim before, as this could be a first? I have actually crashed once, having a bit of fun though. I did a flyby view in the Seneca in the Caribbean, just as fun, and then I hit the ground accidentally, so that's technically my first and only crash. Very likely could happen today with these winds, so I'll be on my best maybe. Slew mode without pressing wind. Yeah, we're not slewing at all today. Dono, we said hello Captain, can you say the name of the volcano that erupted in 2010? No. Excellent. Lots of people in this evening for this live stream. Anyway, let's go into the cockpit here. I'm already in my brown leathers today. No yoke cam. I thought I'd take a break for that and have just a chill stream of the Airbus size thing. That's actually a really cool view. Right, now let me try and morph into the seat. Why is that not working? Oh yes, because I'm not in the sim. There we are. So I'm just going to turn down Microsoft Flight Simulator here. Now, I have actually... The plan is, I've used the Microsoft Flight Simulator Flight Planner to get the GPS loaded in. On the way back, I'll try and load it myself. I have been practicing. I have sort of got it to work. But I'm going to have quite good fun trying to work it out there. We'll talk about everything we're going to be doing as well. We just, as I said, turn down Microsoft Flight Simulator. Otherwise, it's going to be, you're not going to hear me over all the noises. And we'll get the show on the road. So first thing is to take the gust lock off. That's going to be quite important today. We'll get all the doors closed, so we'll close Jim's door. We'll imagine we've got our 10 passengers on board too, and the door little switch here to close that is here. Aircraft like, I love all the little squeaks, it's really cool. An aircraft like this, the pilots would act as, but there's no cabin crew aboard, the pilots would do all the safety demonstrations. I actually was very fortunate. I went to the Maldives years ago and I did fly on the Twin Otter on the seaplane, and I remember the first officer giving the pre-flight briefing. There's a couple of switches here to close the cargo doors, which I think are just down here. There we are. I think that's just modelled to give you ability to close them. There we are, and we'll close our door too. Superb. So let's get some power onto the aircraft, and then we'll brief the taxi and Sid. Question for you guys. I am on VATSIM. I do see there's a centre online called Bird Centre. Will they deal with my clearance and taxi and takeoff here for me in Reykjavik? I've not actually known. I think it might be an oceanic sector. I'm not so sure. But anyway, we've got the little checklist here. So control lock we've removed. Parking brake will be set. Emergency fuel switches are in the... no mouse cursor again. In the normal position. I'll reset my altimeters as well. Fuel selectors in normal. Fuel boost pumps are off. Cabin lights and signs are set. Position lights will turn on. So we are live weather. We are a few hours behind live time. I think it's... what did I set it to in the sim today? 12:11. So yeah, it's for all intents and purposes 8 hours behind live time there. Bird is Reykjavik Centre, I think. I don't think they're Iceland radio, but yes, Bird will cover Bravo India Kilo Foxtrot. Cool. Well, it won't hurt to ask him, can it? Right. So Peter heat off, position lights on. So we're going to go up here. Get position light on. What else do we want on here? Fasten seatbelts. We'll put the flight compartment light on. No smoking light on. Window heat. That will come on later once we get some power here. Otherwise, we're going to be all iced up today. Flaps are up. Fuel levers are off. Where's it gone there? Fuel boost pumps off. Lighting, position lights, pitot heat. Generators off. Flaps are up. Fuel levers are off. Propeller levers fully forward. They are already fully forward. Now, why is that not working? There we are. Ooh. Now they're fully forward. They were feathered. Power levers at flight idle. Ignition normal. Ignition switches in the normal position. DC and battery on. Oh, it's alive. There we go. We'll get the clearance in a second. Fuel quantity checked. So, as I said, we're fully, literally, can't get any more weight in this aircraft. Look, max takeoff weight 5670, total takeoff weight 5670. We're at max. So we've got 10 passengers on board, fully loaded, and I can't get any more fuel in. I can't even fill the tip tanks. So, pretty heavy. Well, we can't get any heavier there. So we've got minimum 25%. And we'll be doing an engine start battery. So, before we request engine start and clearance, the next few steps is to do that. Let me just bring up Navigraph and explain where we are and what we are doing today. Here is a Reykjavik. I'm parked over here on apron 1. We'll taxi out. Will be definitely runway 31 in use with the weather today. There's not much I could do with any of the other runways, so quite a short taxi. And we'll be flying a Myra 3 SID, which is for runway 31. Climb straight ahead to the Romeo Kilo NDB. Turn right 009 bearing. Continue climb via the assigned route. So it should be, because I've used Microsoft Flight Simulator and selected the SID in the flight plan. It should be loaded. So you can see, look, there's the straight ahead Romeo Kilo, so 355 I can actually tune up. We do have ADF down here, so I can use my radio tuning panel to do this. It'll be a little bit easier. So 355. Oh, well, maybe it's not easy to do that. I'll do it this way. There we are. 355. How do I get rid of the 0.1? That's really annoying. There we go. So we'll switch that over to the active frequency. There you go, so you can see, I'll hide this, you'll see, look, the ADF's already pointing to this. Now, really annoyingly, the RMI is not slave to the compass, it's a manually bugged card, which is a real pain. So what I'm just going to do is, sorry, you can't see that, I forgot to put Navigraph up. What I'm going to do is set that to the runway QDM, which is, oh no, that's where we're going, 310, and we are flying outbound on the 310 to the NDB, so our climb speed, our ground speed is going to be so slow on departure. So there's 310, I'll set the course to 310, and the runway heading to 310 as well. And the SID simply just says climb straight ahead to the 355, which is tuned, and then we're going to make a right turn outbound on the 009 towards Myra. I'm going to be at about 5,200. We'll be cruising at flight level 9S0, I think it was on the first sector. So that's all set. We'll try and get our departure clearance now. See if it'll accept it. 11907. There we are. That is now. Oops, not quite active. There we are, that's active. vPilot for Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think it sounds much better. I really like how it sounds and stuff, the radios. You'll hear it when I get my clearance now, so I'm just going to try and work out where we're parked and whatnot, because it's a little bit different. And our call sign is Norland 01. I just went Norland 01 today. So pretty simple. And where are we parked here? Apron 1. Right, let's see if it's working first. First time using VATSIM on Microsoft Flight Simulator on my new PC. How exciting! Ooh. Centre, good day. It's Norland 01 in Reykjavik on Apron 1. And we'd like to request our departure clearance to Bravo India India Sierra, please, runway 31.
Call sign confirm, Norland 01.
AFM Norland 01.
Norland 01, clear to destination. Mirror 3 departure, runway 31. Climb to flight level 90, squawk 1377.
Cleared to Bravo India India Sierra off the Myra 3 departure, runway 31, climbing flight level 90, squawk 1377, Norland 01.
Norland 01, read back correct.
Perfect. He's got someone talking in the background, but the actual radio, the radio is actually far better than X-Pilot, I find. Anyway, we've got our clearance, so
Line 454,
just turn that
hello.
down slightly, guys.
Reykjavik identified.
Flight level 90.
Proceed direct to 1D, climb flight level 390.
90 sets, the squawk I think goes in here. I guess this all works. Also my mouse goes again, that was 1377. Put that on as well. That's come up as mode C on there, and I think we're all good. We've already covered the SID there, so we're all good. We'll request engine start now. His radio isn't the clearest, unfortunately. Just gonna.
Aeroflow 336, descend to 4006, QNH 1011.
There we are. Maybe I can't hear Aeroflot there. I think he was just giving Aeroflot some clearance. But we'll request engine start.
Descending 4,000 feet, QNH 1011, Aeroflot 336.
He's supposed to be covering a huge area.
Line 320, ready copy clearance.
Affirmative, Northern 320.
Hi Jordan Walters, hope you're doing well. Get everything ready for the engine start here. And the battery could go flat any second as well because we're not on any external power. So, forward fuel boost pump can come on. Many noises. Starter, engage right. Well, actually I'll just do, that's all I need to do, isn't it? So again, there's full sort of power checks you can do. I'm just going to crack on today. I know, you know, the power checks is what you do in reality in the first flight. Always check the governors, check the RPM, check the feather, but we're just going to crack on a bit unrealistic. I know.
Myra 3 departure, runway 31. Climb to flight level 90.
He's got a lot of people with him in the background.
1341.
Northern 320 cleared to destination via the Mars 3, climb climb maintain 9000. Say again, please, the squawk.
Hi, Jitaris, hope you're doing well, buddy.
Northland 320, squawk 1341.
Jules, have you got a slot for cross the land? I do.
1341.
I'll only do it if I'm on standby, though.
Northland 320, read back correct.
And Norland 01 on apron 1 in Reykjavik, requesting engine start, please.
Norland 01, startup is approved. QNH at Reykjavik 1011.
QNH 1011 and start approved. Norland 01. I have to think about the call sign. Right, so clear prop.
Very good evening.
We'll imagine we've got our coordination with the ground crew to start engine, so that was forward boost pump on. And starter engage right. Let's do it.
Clear to destination Bravo, India.
Just turn him down for a second. Right, better bottom this then. So check right oil pressure's rising. It is. Right NG check stabilised at 14%. It is, and it's increasing above that. And the right fuel lever on. No, that's the left one. No, that's the left one. Oh, now my mouse cursor has disappeared. There we are. There we are. Sounds good. Right T5 and NG gauges. Monitor 42% NG. Well, that one's almost at 42%. Start has returned to the centre position. And now after booster fuel pump on. There we are. And starter engage left. Don't forget, I don't fly turboprops or this aircraft, so I'm not entirely sure of everything I think I'm meant to be checking. There we are, oil pressure, 40%, all looking good. Let's stick the fuel in. Noises. They've definitely improved the sound slightly, but I was having a fly of it later. There's still some weird audio things with changes of power I've noticed, but definitely better than the beta version I had. That is loud. Just turn down Microsoft Flight Simulator slightly. There we go. Anyway, looks like we've got 2 good starts, guys. So, left NG, left fuel lever on, starters back in the centre position, which it is after start checks with prop levers idle. Sorry, power levers in idle, so I'll make sure they're fully idle now. Generators on. So they are up here. So generator 1 and 2 on. Now I know it probably come on just before takeoff, but I'm going to turn on the pitot heat taxi light here because if you forget, I'll lose all my instruments. It is super cold today. I don't need any de-icing at the moment. And the emergency exit lights, sorry, they should be armed. All looking good down there. Window heat will turn on too. So that's done. Engine instruments within limits. They are compass. It should be slaved, but it's showing 145. I need to reset my views again. And we've got 1. Yeah, that's right. 140. 140. Anti-collision position lights on. Did I not turn the lights on prior to engine start? Whoops, that's not too good. Whoops, yeah, that should be on. And that's it. Taxi checks are next. We'll configure the flaps on the taxi out. All looking good. Hello Scottish, she says hello, hope you're doing well. LaJules, Nightbot is dead. Nice job, Lister bit. Oh, you guys killing Nightbot again. Yeah, the code for is Bravo India Romeo Kilo, but it might not be working because I might not be updating in real life. But anyway, we're all ready to taxi. The only light I've got on is pneumatic low pressure, which is normal, I think, at idle power. Right, I'll request taxi. Norland 01 request taxi. I have to keep thinking about my call sign.
Norland 01, taxi Delta, electric approved, runway 31, reported for departure.
Delta, whole shot Bravo, runway 31, Wilco, Norland 01. It's got someone in a telephone call centre or something in the background there. Oh dear. Right, we've got our taxi instructions, lighting's all good. We'll release parking brake. And we've got to be a bit careful here because we can chop off the heads of several people and buses. Everyone's come to say hello today, so we're going to go from left here. Where's that bus going? Great turning circle here, so I should think I might be able to... Whoa, watch your head, son. Oh, I just whacked him with the back of the rudder. There we are. Perfect. Hope the sounds are all good, guys, in both Microsoft Flight Simulator and my voice and ATC.
Aerosoft 336, turn left heading 300. Distance
Well, so
1,800 feet.
down here, there's Delta and there's Bravo just there.
28, report established.
0 days since last ground crew casualty. Unbelievable. Just sort my rudder pedals out, guys. They're slipping all over the place on the floor today. Oh! So there's Alpha. I have to go this way. Remember, this is a stock default airport, and obviously there's no decent model matching, so I'm not sure. Yeah, he's ahead of us. He's definitely not in that. I do know there is model matching now for Microsoft Flight Simulator, so I obviously don't use a sim enough to me to get downloading it. But we'll follow this person.
Norland 320, contact Reykjavik approach 119.
Oh, and there's Microsoft Flight Simulator default bus. It's just
One niner decimal thing.
right, run up checks. Imagine that's done. Parking brake
Norland
reset.
01,
Arm the auto fan.
contact approach.
Anti-ice isn't required for now. Water pilot pressures checked. And then before takeoff checklist, so fuel quantity checked. Min 25%. Fuel boost pumps are on. Rudder trim tabs are reset. Flight instruments are checked. You can see all the turning. RMI's turning.
November
Compass
2
turning.
Alpha, contact approach.
Fully forward. Auto fenders on. Flap set for takeoff. So flap 10.
Norman niner decimal 3
Engine
for
switches,
runway
pitot heat
21.
is on, anti-ice is required, flight controls check. I should check those to make sure.
Aerosoft 336, contact
Flight controls
Reykjavik
are working
Tower
correctly.
1183 by.
Up, down, left, right, rudders. Transponders on, landing lights. We'll pop those on now. Runway heading checked, and that's it. Did you update? A new version was released. Yes, this is the latest. This is the public version of the Twin Otter. I forgot to let me start again. I completely forgot to mention. I'll do a giveaway later. Usually, when a company like Aerosoft or whoever give me a free aircraft, says me having to buy it, that means instead of me buying it, I'd like to give you a copy. Now, Aerosoft, unfortunately, they do a voucher system, but they're not electronic. It's like a physical voucher they send you. So what I'm going to do is I'll do the giveaway, and I'll transfer the cost of it via PayPal or something, and then I trust you will purchase it, which you don't have to do. But yes, we'll do the giveaway after getting back in Reykjavik, so it'll be another 2 hours or so from now, maybe about 10 o'clock local. But yeah, we'll just wait for this guy to go on there, but we'll do that here. Yeah, I had a look and I was like, oh look, that's fantastic, because great thing about X-Plane, guys, the X-Plane store, they do these electronic gift vouchers for giveaways. They're great, because all I need is your email address. Boof, you can have the giveaway. Any builds are great, because they'll give me a code, and I can purchase it directly. But every other company, like Microsoft, the store card, you can't even use in the marketplace. So yeah, it'll just be a simple transaction. Now, is this aircraft going anywhere? Or just going to set the parking brake here. I must make sure I'm all online still. Who is this ahead of us? It's an A3... what aircraft is he in? I'm trying to work it out. Oh, he's in the dash. He's in the Twin Otter as well, I think. DHC-6, but it's obviously coming up as a that. Now he's going backwards and up. Oh, no, he's rolling, he's rolling. If I win, I'll buy a hat to eat and put in Discord. Alright. I guess he's not in the Microsoft Flight Sim Twin Otter, because that would have come up. Because I think if you have it installed, it'll appear as another aircraft. Now remember the winds, guys. Our ground speed on the climb out is going to be like 40 or 50 knots. It's such a strong headwind tonight. So of course in real life you do all your checks, and I do try and do things as realistic as possible, but the checklist doesn't include the full thing. I think the PDF that comes with it does have the full checklist if you want to do it. But just for the sake of keeping it all on the show on the road, we'll say we've done all those checks already. No landing gear floats. Does. We've still got random vehicles just crossing the runway at all times. Scenery is epic on this flight though. And Sebastian, good luck for the takeoff, thank you. I'll definitely need it. It's drone cam again. This camera is such a powerful tool in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's really cool. And it runs so well on my new PC. So what's the delay here? I don't understand what the delay is. Like, this guy's just sat on the runway. There's no traffic ahead. Oh, there is. I'll let him off. I'll let him off. There's an aircraft on the climb out. Jody, yeah, the random vehicles are such a pain, I know. Is that plane AI? No, that is actually someone else on VATSIM, but I don't have any model matching. There was some model matching, but someone told me it was a bit sus. Oh, he's rolling. See, I'm not hearing ATC at the moment. I've definitely turned up. I can't hear anything. Good flight, sir. Pew! Tell him we're ready. Radar, Norland 01, holding point, Delta, runway 31, ready for departure.
Norland 01, contact approach 11903.
11903, Norland 01, thank you. I see, that's why I couldn't hear anything. We're going over to approach. There we are. That is now active. Approach, a very good evening. Norland 01 at Reykjavik, holding point Delta, runway 31, ready for departure.
Norland 01, Kevlar approach, very good evening, line up await, runway 31.
Line up runway 31, Norland 01. Right, there we go. So, parking brake is released. Line up. So, takeoff power, well, takeoff here is just from the Aerosoft manual on the Twin Otter, so we'll set 45 torque. Make sure we don't over torque it, 50 is the maximum. Rotate at 75 knots, we'll retract flaps at 400 feet, and then we'll climb at 100 knots. Now you watch the airspeed indicator when we turn into the wind, look, it'll already pick up. Look at it, it's already showing 40 knots. Right, we're going to do a short takeoff as well. We're going to try and get, this will be a record for the shortest distance to take off. Look at that, we're stationary, the airspeed indicators indicating 35 knots. That's crazy. The IVEO model matching, is that allowed though, Simon says? I thought that was a bit, oh, I'm rolling here, I thought that was a bit sus. Set parking brake. In the air by the numbers, what do you reckon, guys? That's the challenge, shall I try and get airborne by the numbers? I think I can. I'll do an extra natural flops, look, I'll go to flap 20. It should be an Airbus A300 pretty much stalling. Oh, we got the CDI actually to GPS. There we go. With all that takeoff weight, yeah, I reckon so. This minute, I think it's still at this takeoff weight. It'll be pretty sprightly. An extra natural flops. You heard it, guys. Plainly, the model matching AIG is working nicely, but a bit of a pain to set up. Yeah, I mean, there must be something coming up.
Norland 01, the wind is 290 degrees at 24 knots, coasting 35 knots, runway 31, you're clear for takeoff.
Runway 31, cleared takeoff, Norland 01. Takeoff clearance as soon as the bus crosses the runway. Unbelievable. Right, Toga's in chat, ladies and gentlemen. I'll hold it on the brakes here. Increasing power to 45 torque. There we are, a little bit more. Parking brake released. We're on our way. I'm holding back on the stick already a little bit. Oh my god. Not quite by the numbers, but we're airborne. Look at this. This is ridiculous. Ground speed 45 knots, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, this is crazy. So later on we're going to try and do a circling approach onto runway 31 because there's no instrument approach there, but yeah, look at that. That is, it's like a helicopter. Right, flaps up, we'll accelerate to 100 knots. Connection lost? Oh, thanks Microsoft. Ah, my stick's not working! Ah! Oh, well, connection's clearly not lost because you guys are still here. Oh my goodness me, I've never had that before. Am I still on? Yeah, still online. Oh, I should play the helicopter beam. Right, we're airborne now, so I'm going to reduce the power slightly to about 45 torque, reduce the RPM to 90%. Online services are unreachable. Please check your internet connection. How about Microsoft? You check your servers. Unbelievable. Successfully connected. Unbelievable. Right. Anyway, we're now at our climb speed. Best rate to climb 100 knots. Our ground speed is 67 knots. And we're going to be climbing straight ahead. I'm using GPS navigation. Remember, we're climbing direct to the Reykjavik NDB. It's flashing up and down there, so look at that. We've got the ADF pointing straight towards the beacon, which is obviously here. The ADF must be, the NDB must be right in the corner of this bit of land. There we are. After takeoff checklist, we'll turn that off. Flaps are up, autofeathers off, climb power set, landing rates off, best rate 85. Ooh, manual says 100, so not sure, but yeah, don't.
Norlandair 1, say altitude please.
Norlandair 1 passing 2,700 feet.
Norlandair 1, thank you very much. You're identified, clear direct to mirror and climb to flight level 90.
Direct to mirrors, climb flight level 90, Norland 01. Uh-oh, GPS time. Well, let me try and remember how to do this. So I think I go flight plan. No, not flight plan. Direct. Push. I've been practicing. Myra. Enter. Activate. Oh yeah, direct to Myra. Next. There we are. Oh yeah, flaps are not fully up. I forgot I went flap 10. Flap 20, didn't I? Sorry. I just did a direct in the Twin Otter, using the default GPS. There we are. So, huge crab here. How do I know? Because thankfully with GPS, let me just get this trimmed out here, I've got my track here. So that's the required track and that's my actual track. So it's bang on now, look, well, just at 1 degree out. And look at my heading. I'm having to fly this heading to fly that track. It's absolutely balmy how windy it is. Right, best set standard now. 1013. We'll climb all the way up manually up to the cruise level. 101. See that there. 013. That is some.
November 9472
That is some serious wind, guys.
London 9.74, November 947. Bravo, thanks for the
That is crazy. So there we are. Now we're tracking the correct direction. That's about... how many degrees of drift's that? So 007 is the track. Our heading's about 3, 4, 5. It's about 20 degrees of drift here. Andrew, so windy, but I think Microsoft Flight Sim needs to improve turbulence in this one. Absolutely. If you were flying in these conditions and at low level, I mean, the 737, you are jumping up and down, left, right, and centre. It's a very smooth 40-knot wind, that's for sure. I mean, once you get up to this height, it is a little smoother, depending on the local terrain. But that was that was a little bit too smooth there, a little bit too smooth. There we are. We're on our way, safely up. Just turned down Microsoft Flight Simulator again, guys. How's that, guys? Is it a little better now? That is that is just crazy, that wind.
Station calling, that was unreadable.
Oh, add a little bit more power. What about 45 torque as we climb? We've got 90% RPM. Just constant speed propeller, so as you add power, it'll change the angle of the blade to keep it spinning at the same speed. Welcome. Thanks for subscribing, person. Yeah, I can't pronounce the destination, guys, at all. Yeah, I'm quite enjoying the Twin Otter.
Station calling again, that was unreadable. Your mic is probably muted.
One to go.
Quick shout out to Flight Deck to Sim. Thanks for your videos.
Oh, you're welcome, thanks. But don't use VATSIM to don't use VATSIM to say hi, guys. Oh dear. That's very kind of you, whoever you are, thank you. There we are, approaching flight level 90. We'll level off now. And we'll let the aircraft accelerate. There we are, and trim nose down as the aircraft accelerates as well. And we are live weather now, just streaming about 10 hours behind live time. There's the aircraft accelerating. The power setting's about the same for the cruise, about 42 torque, I think is the economic setting, and then the RPM all the way back to 75%, so just pulling the prop levers back now. There we are, that's the cruise RPM set. Let's get it trimmed out here at 90. Let's watch my track there. Looking good. Nice. With automation then, so engage, altitude, nav, and it's in GPS, so it's going to follow the GPS track. I'm slightly off the left track there, but not by much. There we are, automation's in. Cruise power set, just take a little bit more torque off. 75%, that should give us about 140 knots. Looking good. I did get a slot for cross the land, guys. Yes, I am doing Riyadh to Vienna. Riyadh to Vienna. Oh, that's not very good. 9,000. No, don't want 9.1. Let me just turn this off, guys, and descend back down. Must have knocked that. So yeah, I am due to be on standby that day, so it should be all good. Very quiet at the moment at work, so engage, out, nav, there we are. Perfect. Now this time, 9 minutes, isn't the time till destination. That's just a Myra. How do you get it so you can see the total time here? Yeah, I've just noticed, you see up here, guys, I don't know why Fly Live just isn't giving me ETA on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't know why. Yeah, ground speed's not too bad now because we've got the wind coming in from the left, so 145 knots. It's pretty much 90 degrees there. Total distance to go. I think that's distance between all the waypoints, isn't it? 36, 55 plus 33. It's about 45 minutes, guys. Oh, what have I just done? Oh, I just accidentally cleared. Oh, I accidentally pressed clear, and I think we're now going direct to Skalm. Oh. It's a straight line, guys. I mean, whoops, but he'll never know. I accidentally pressed clear, and I think I deleted the Myra waypoint, and I don't dare try and put it in. Well, Myra then Skalm. It's basically the straight line from where we are, so he'll never know. Robert, any plans to fly the Kodiak for Microsoft Flight Simulator? It's a fantastic aircraft on par with the Otter. If not better. I think I've seen someone post about that, but yeah, I can have a look at that. This sim is great for those sort of aircraft as well. I mean, let's go outside into drone cam. I mean, the scenery on this is spectacular. You'll see as we get further north, lots of glaciers, fjords, all frozen in time here as well. Beautiful. Not that view. Still after all this time don't know the views and buttons. Him watching, like, he probably kept it to the feet. Landing lights on, yes, well, I get, well, in the 737 below 10,000 or 100 we'd have them on, but I guess in this we can turn them off. We'll just leave the taxi light on just for a bit of visibility. Looks like some overcast conditions coming later. We're above the MSA for this entire sector.
Norlandair 320, contact Reykjavik control now on 119.7. Bye-bye.
Lorenzo, could you explain what common VNAV is? Oh my goodness, Lorenzo, don't get me started. So basically, there was a big update on all FMC 737 FMCs, which basically got rid of, if you're high on VNAV, basically, and push VNAV, it won't go to VNAV path and dive anymore. It'll go to VNAV speed, and then it will just stay at your descent speed unless you open the speed window, and then you can accelerate. So it's basically like level change your VNAV speed, but as soon as you capture profile, it'll go back to VNAV path with the speed window open. I did, if you're interested, Lorenzo Fancheris, a stream or 2 or 3 months ago where Zebo updated the Zebo mod to have common VNAV with the U14 FMS update, I think it was. So yeah, go take that out. But remember, if you're a line pilot, they're just for entertainment purposes, not educational purposes. You might pick up a thing or two. John had turned the landing lights off to save Dodgy Dave having to change the bulb. Absolutely. Oh, is it? Yeah. So this fly. So guys, I need to find out. Fly Live for me always stops working in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Always. In X-Plane, absolutely fine, no problems whatsoever. In Microsoft Flight Simulator, it always crashes. I'll load it up again, but it lasts always for about 10-15 minutes. That's me reloading Fly Live. Lasts for about 10-15 minutes, and then it just crashes again. So I'll try it one more time. We took off from BIRK. We're going to BIIS, and our call sign is FNA01. So you should now be able to see it again. So ground speed altitude should be accurate, but again, it's just not giving me ETA anymore. It works perfectly and inexplainably. DD, thanks to 5 months as a member. 1,400 meters at Bravo India Sierra. Oh no, is that the visibility or the runway length? Seems like a good place to try to smash Concorde down. Thanks for great stream knowledge and community as always. Thank you very much, DD. You can't get Concorde into Isafjordur, unpronounceable destination. It'd be impossible because of the terrain. Interestingly, I saw some videos on YouTube today of aircraft landing on both 08 and 26, but I saw on the airfield Navigraph chart it says landing on runway 26 is prohibited. So, or maybe that's night only, I wasn't so sure, but technically we should be landing on 26 today because I think that's what the wind favours. But the METAR's frozen now because I think the airport was shut in real life. Yeah, we'll have a look later. Captain Meow, how to say that word? Ísafjordur. Ísafjörður. The R's have to be pronounced like a Glaswegian. Ísafjörður. Oh my goodness me. Just say Bravo India Sierra. That'll do. Superb. Let me bring up Navigraph. Let's see where we are. So we're off the scale of the chart now. There we are, inbound to Myra, / not Myra, but Bravo 1 airway, basically all the way to Scaum. Then when we get to this NDB here, 316, the plan is to fly the RMP approach. RMP Delta. If I mess up the GPS, there's an NDB approach, which is very similar.
331 Caroline approach, shallow white.
So yeah, that's the one we're
going
to fly later.
Climb to 4,000 feet and when ready, direct to Echo Lima.
Climb 4,000 feet and direct Echo Lima, ST331.
Domino Machine and Shetshin, that's easy.
I'll go, Cody.
It took me about 200 attempts.
Yeah, I'll go with it.
Look at
And
this.
I get 331, climb to flight level 210.
Flight level 210, ST331.
Absolutely, Bobby. Yeah, you shouldn't be using Ransom to say hi. Absolutely. I appreciate the kindness. I mean, feel free to DM me, but or ping me a message. But yeah, try to use Ransom as it should do. Professional drone pilot here. That's great. It's actually the controls are exactly the same as they are on a drone. The external model on this is amazing. And look at the reflections here on the wing. It's just crazy. That is superb. Beautiful. Yeah, have a good old brief of this. Now, I believe there's nothing stopping us flying the RNAV approach. If we've got the GPS and we're in LNAV, we can use vertical speed as the pitch mode, or I can do it manually. all sorts of problems with this using vertical speed. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's just my lack of knowledge, but every time I select vertical speed and then try to level off, it never levels off properly.
Norlandair 01, you can contact Reykjavik now on 119.7. Bye bye, enjoy your flight.
119.7, thank you very much for the ATC Norland 01. Bye bye.
Bye.
Perfect. So we're currently inbound to Scowl, we'll say, flight number 90. This is the guy we were talking to earlier. Hopefully the person in the background's not as gone. Radar, good evening again. It's Norland 01, maintaining flight level 90, inbound to Skolm.
Carry control identified. Expect NDB runway 26.
Expecting the NDB approach, Norland 01. Perfect. Gintaris, it does look very beautiful, but for Microsoft Flight Simulator, it just feels like missing something when flying. Very well said. Yeah, it looks amazing, and I'm enjoying this sector with it. All this beautiful scenery. Just flying. I don't know. Can't wait to try the PMDG, guys. Really, and then I can just go, oh, that feels a bit funny, or that doesn't feel right, or that feels amazing. You know. Yeah, I don't know, especially on departure there, with that 45 knot wind, it felt a bit static, but wind aside, you know, we can just fly up here and fly, from the box, it's amazing as a product. Like, we're just in Iceland, I didn't have to download or install anything conditional. I did install the Orbex mesh. I don't think you can really tell much difference, but I think that's free. But yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. Sim737 pilot, hello. That's right, Sim tried the level up 800. Yes, not the 800. Sorry, the 600. But I'm planning another level up stream soon. So I don't know when have they got an update coming out. So I quite like to try it again when they update it. But I think I'll take the 800 so I can give it a bit more of a comparison to the modern level 370. John, another controller in the pub. It's the same one as before.
November 1 descent 4,000 feet.
Descending 4,000 feet, November 9 full sends Alpha.
Amazing. Hi, Matthew Presley.
479, November 2 Alpha,
Gonna come fly over here, 60 knots straight crossroad as smooth as glass at 1,000
4,000
feet
feet
on
on
final.
our QNH, 1009 November 9 full sends
I've
Alpha.
had that before. Guitars to me, the landings are just, it feels like a game more than sim. I'm not trying to bash Microsoft Flight Simulator, for example. Next plane, you can't mess up because landing will be just miserable. Yeah, it does feel funny. X-Plane is spot on for like you've always seen when I do the replays after landing, the way when you flare and the inertia of the plane continues to descend when you pitch up. You don't really get that feel yet in this sim. Thank you, Dealey, for the $5, buddy.
Which will MS Jane or James pronounce more accurately? Isafjordur Iceland. One more time, Isafjordur Iceland. Isafjordur Great Stream THX.
Thanks, Steve, for the $5. Very kind. Not sure which one was better, really. Szczecin definitely wasn't right, and I don't think Isafjordur was either. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, Noah.
Bros, gotta push arm on that autopilot if you wanted to level off in Versus.
Versus? No, Shuichi, thank you very much. Then it was my incompetency which was causing it not to level off properly. So where is ARM? Is that... ooh, bit of turbulence there. Is that here? Or...
Information from Bravo India Sierra, runway 26 touchdown.
Thank you. Thank you.
200 degrees.
Might be why I didn't level off there. Thank you very much. Noah for the $5. Very kind. Cheers, Brosif. Mega.
Vertical visibility 4,200 feet. Horizontal visibility 5,000 meters. Temperature minus dew point -7. QNH 1009 at hectopascal.
That's a good FPS, mate. Yeah, 60 FPS. Right.
0.
Super. bit of light turbulence here. Also, I wish the Sobo would focus more on the transition between flight and ground handling in general. Feels completely off. Yeah, ground handling's not quite right, and the takeoff and landing phase, some things. They seem to have dampened down that ground effect. I mean, I remember a few times we were in the flare, and you'd float 1,000 meters with it losing about like a knot every 2 seconds. It was crazy. I think that's been dampened down slightly. Adriana, have you landed in Budapest in real life? Possibly. Cannot confirm nor deny. T-Mo's floating way too much still, yeah. I mean, I think with this one it's probably not as bad because it's obviously a high-wing aircraft, so it's not as exasperated as it is another aircraft. And Matthew Presley makes a good point there. I think some people will be shocked at how poorly our full-motion sims fly as well. Fly nothing like the real plane. Well, the Level D sims for the 7.3, they're not bad. They're not quite like the real thing, but they're fine in preparation for your type rating. For your base training and line training. The fixed base sims though, they handle like pants. And these are the official. I mean, to be fair, the fixed base sims are used during the initial part of the type rating, so it's just basically cockpit familiarization, setups, automation mostly, ILSs, non-precision approach, introduction to non-normals, and then the full motion is where you do all the general handling. But when you actually disconnect, and these are fixed base sims, guys, these are about €1 million a pop. They don't they handle rubbish. You can't fly at all. You try and rotate it, it's like, oh. So yeah, X-plane, it feels better. It really does. But it's just they're different purpose. Jules, are you planning on flying the Challenger again soon? Yes, I am. Might take it for across the land, but I'll poll that, guys. I'll poll across the land aircraft what you guys want me to fly. It'll be a mixture. It'll be like some classic. I think I have 5 choices on YouTube. So it'll be Fearless 742, Challenger 650, Zebo mod. Oh, really, Microsoft Flight Simulator? Please ensure you have an active internet connection and check the forums. Yeah. It does that. It's been doing that loads recently. Oh, here's a fun fact as well. Would you like to know what happens to live weather at Microsoft Flight Simulator? At precisely 2300 Zulu, live weather stops working in Microsoft Flight Simulator and then comes back on at 12 minutes past midnight. There's a 1 hour 12 minute where there's no live weather in Microsoft Flight Simulator. I don't think he's put another coin in the meter at that time, I don't know. It's very bizarre. Because I fired up the sim yesterday at that time, I was thinking, oh, live weather's broken again. Berlin flight told me, yeah, so it's just an issue at that time. No Concorde, John, I won't be able to go supersonic from Riyadh to Vienna.
Beautiful in the Charlie arrival, and we'll report at the breakpoint.
We'll start setting up in about 10 minutes, guys. Max Hearn, I've got my MEIR skills testing bit of advice. Firstly, best of luck. It's now been 12 years since I did my MEIR. Key thing is to relax. If the weather's a bit poor, that should be taken into account by your examiner. Certainly was for me. You're probably doing it on some modern fancy thing with displays and screens. I did mine on a Seneca 2, and I wasn't allowed to use GPS. It was all this. This is why my instrument rating I had to use this. That's all I had. No GPS allowed. But yeah, just take your time. And, you'll be fine. You can only be put forward if your instructor feels that you're confident enough.
Then RNP approach run 2.
Timo, do you think X-Plane 12 will use auto-gen satellite images? No. It'll be similar. I think they'll probably be better than the older one, but hopefully they'll allow Ortho XP, for XP once you get used to it. It's quite easy to install and download. Sure, you could route via the Bay of Biscay and call it a pleasure flight. That's a long way off the across the land sector Hawaii 345. Yeah, but I'm not one for a big debate about which one's better. I love both sims. I mean, I think as a fine commercial jet airline, as explained as of today, better. For this sort of stuff, what we're doing now, this is unbeatable. I mean, look at it. Sat here in a twin otter over Iceland in live weather, and I think live weather actually, it doesn't work all the time, but it actually seems to be a little bit more accurate, closer to what METARs are saying than it did in the past. But yeah, I'm not one to cause big debate. I love both of them, and I'll use both of them moving forward with the channel. In fact, when I tested vPilot earlier, I loaded up in default Heathrow, and I was like, just making sure the radio was working, so it was ATC, and it just looked amazing. I was like, wow. And actually, I really want to just get a good jet airliner, just do some sectors in Microsoft Flight Sim, be quite cool. Spitfire, are there any mods in chat right now? There's a few. Better be on your best behaviour. Oh, you got timed out earlier. Probably said something inappropriate, but I have a very strict nightbot. Max, sure, I'm doing it on fancy class stuff. Also doing it on the Seneca 5. Are you Oxford, Max?
Hello there.
Minimums. Approaching minimums.
Thank you, Lucas. Welcome aboard as a member, buddy. Glad you enjoyed the content. You'll get invited to our members-only Discord. Hope you enjoy using the custom emojis in chat. And thank you very much for your membership. Hope you're doing well. Thanks, Obi-Wan.
Like to cross Coney at flight level 140, report ready for descent.
Oh, Spitfire, could have been anything, buddy. I have a very strict nightbot. just keep chat clean as well. No profanity. Cool. There is Scalm. Packpack graphics are not good. You're on another planet, sir. Hey, look. This is just... There's nothing else that we can reproduce the planet in such detail and in such with such accuracy as well. A lot of waves, yeah. It'd be a little bit more choppy and white crests for sure in reality, I think, with that wind. But actually, to be fair, the wind's a lot calmer up north. It's about 15 knots compared to the south. Max Yard Oxford doing the training at Antwerp, however. It's all changed, Max, since I'm in there. I mean, I know CAE bought it. It was just Oxford Aviation Academy when I was there, so we did the ground school 6 months at Oxford when we went to Arizona for 6 months as well in Goodyear, but that all changed. Several airports now, I don't even think they go to Arizona anymore, but you know more than me. And then back to Oxford for the IR. Spitfire, I was just trying to ask your opinion on how well Active Sky simulates turbulence. Sure, it's better than stop. How much better in your opinion? Yeah, it's pretty good. It's not quite like the real thing. I mean, it never will be. But when you have side of moderate winds, it sort of depicts turbulence quite well, especially close to the ground. Strong winds, you get speed with the gust. It's really well modelled.
Say again, please. Norland 320.
Norland 320 via Romeo Echo, joining DD Charlie procedure.
Via Romeo Echo cleared MDB Charlie procedure.
Oh, really? Just got to stop doing this though. It pauses the sim as well, which is really annoying. It did it earlier and I was on short final. Oh, unbelievable. Why are you doing that? That's me having banter, by the way. I got a new soundboard up. Oh dear. Should have been a comedian. Unfortunately, I can't control the volume of it at the moment. Can't control the volume of it, so it's really loud. Sorry, iPhone users. I need to turn it down, but I don't know how to. It's through a web browser. Cool. I'm going to just try and actually find this in the volume mixer, then I can actually turn it down. Headset earphones, game.
BIRK 894 Beijing, Reykjavik. Identified. Proceed direct to correction. Proceed direct
Sorry
to India,
guys,
November
it should be a
Golf.
lot better now. There's a quick way of checking, hold on.
Helicopter, helicopter!
It should be better now. I did completely have it on maximum volume.
Danish Air Force 12, ready copy Met report from Vagar Airport.
Oh, it's got ATC for Vagar as well.
Danish Air Force 12, ready copy Met report.
Right, anyway, we'll start talking about this approach. Stop messing around.
Danish Air Force 12, last Met report from Vagar at 2050 UTC, wind 270 degrees, 28 knots, gassing up 42 knots, visibility 10 kilometers or
and
more.
then after this approach we're going to be flying the
Q 2700
NDB
feet,
approach.
ceiling
So we've
overcast
got
6400 feet,
this one here,
temperature
which
plus
is fine.
5 dew point minus 2
Now,
QNH
I've got to try and work out
1009er.
how to put this
Remark,
in here
cloud
without
Q
breaking it.
3100 feet,
Just turn
ceiling
that into
overcast
here.
6100 feet. Wind on the mountain 280 degrees, 41 knots, gassing at 61 knots.
Alright, he's turned down. So, I need to somehow select this in the FMS without breaking it, because I always break it somehow. So I think if I go to
Danish Air Force
procedure,
1 to descend to flight level
select
1.
approach. How do I... Flight plan. So we got the routing in, flight plan, Scalm, Romeo Echo, then the airport, approach RNAV Delta, but I want to change that. So procedure, select approach, short, how do I select the transition? If I push this, look, it closes it. Guys? I don't really want to fly it manually. I could use this and then use the RNAV feature. Right, how do I... Because it's got the RNAV Delta in, which I don't want to fly anymore. I want to fly the other one. That is broken. You're doing it how it works in the real 530. Yeah, I thought that was right. So procedure, select approach, none, but if I push...
Maintain flight level 370, minimum separation 10.5
So I can't change the approach. Robert, it won't let you change it. I've already tried. Okay. Robert, that's you ahead as well. Thank you. Okay, use the large knob. I think it's broken, guys, because on the test sector I had to take similar.
You are clear to descend to
Great,
flight
so
level
I can't select another
120.
approach.
There is a traffic at flight level 370, opposite traffic. Maintaining
I'm
370,
just
minimum
going to
separation
request
9.7 miles. Now,
the
complete.
RNAV approach. Unless what I could do is maybe... How far away are we from Scalm? Right, I'm going to be a bit cheeky here. Maybe if I... Aircraft's all okay, just want to make sure we're not...
520, hello, Reykjavik identified.
Yeah, that's what you have a luxurious HSI for. No, listen, HSI is no good for an NDB approach. It's only point towards a VOR and ILS. I have got an RMI, but it's not slaved to the compass. So I have to do it manually, but I can do it. It's just
3,300 feet,
pain.
QNH 1009.
Fly the old-fashioned way. Fine. I'll do it old school then. Right then. So we're going to go old school. needles only. So this is a really cool approach, guys. We're going to fly towards Romeo Echo. We'll fly outbound on the 333. The problem with the things in Microsoft Flight Simulator, which I really don't like, is that the needles don't move smoothly. So when you get close, they kind of move in a blocked way, like like if you, it's like it's running at 2 FPS or something. In X-Plane, it is a lot smoother. I mean, I'm not. It's just a direct comparison, you know. It's a bit more difficult when you're flying over the beacon there. So we're going to fly. Let's get all these NDBs tuned first. So it's down here. So we've got the first one, which is 316. So just change this one first. Damn it. So I'm going to push that in. There we go. 316. That's active. And the next one is the Ogre 400. Excellent. So we've got the 2 NDBs tuned. So what we're going to simply do, guys, is route direct to Romeo Echo, which ATC should clear us to, and we'll descend to 3,300. We'll then go to the Ogre locator. Now it is actually co-located with DME, which is quite cool. So 110.1. I'll tune that now as well. So we'll get some DME. So it's not a timed approach. And from Romeo Echo, we can go direct to Ogre, go down to class the Ogre locator at 2000, and then we'll continue down to the missed approach point.
For your information, I have the current network for...
which is 326 outbound to a 4.5 DME, and then we actually, it's really cool, you're at 500 feet, look, which is the, well, I guess we could easily do the 5% missed approach climb gradient this. No problem. And we actually stay 500 feet for ages, 500 feet, and then you have a choice. You can either land on 26 or land sort of like a visual circuit onto 08. So I guess 08 is going to be the one we use. Now, the live weather, guys, isn't up to date because this airport's closed. So right now, the latest METAR was showing 210.11 gusting 21. So that is a 9-knot tailwind onto runway 08. So in reality, I should think they're using 26. I mean, I'll leave it up to you guys. I mean, I could take the tailwind onto 08, or I could land straight in off 26. Unfortunately, this hazard beacon or none of that stuff's here. But yeah, it's quite a simple approach. Just to get the minimums call, it isn't a radio altitude, but I will set 500 feet so we get the minimums call, just to make sure I can decide there. So 500 feet on the radio altimeter. Again, you wouldn't set this, but you get the minimum score then, which is pretty helpful. Yeah, not much to say really. We can use GPS all the way until we get there, and then once we're overhead that airport, we can overhead the first NDB. We can fly outbound on the 333 from Reykjavik. So there we go.
EG5 on Delta X-ray, Reykjavik. EG5 on Delta X-ray, Reykjavik.
It's an easy jet trying to get more. Mike Allen, Max. Yes. Is he still there? Yeah, Mike Allen. He was there, Max. Fortunately, a few of them have passed away. Mike, the guy who taught most of my instrument rating at the time, he was in his late 70s. And he was not well at all, actually, then. I think he passed. Mike Allen, Max. Classic. Ellie, hey, Flight Sim, why does the fixer beam not work on the Zebo? Is it not working? Fixed page definitely working. I haven't used a beam function for a while. Has it ever worked in the mod? Probably not. I'll see if Zebo can implement that. So yeah, otherwise performance-wise, guys, this thing could stop on a dime. We're not concerned about that. When we descend, we'll just reduce power. We'll leave the RPM at 75%. As we get closer, we'll increase to max RPM. We'll fly flap 20 for the approach, so VREF will be 80 knots at this gross weight. Probably fly about 85. Oh, we're good. Amazing. He's sadly not there anymore, but anything less than 100% is a fail. I can barely remember all these quotes, but yeah, I definitely was taught by him. Small welding. Beautiful. It's really cool to be on that sim as well. Oh, why are we descending to 8,089? I think the autopilot's just having a little bit of a wobbly. There we are, in Banter Romeo Echo. 80 miles away, so we'll start our descent shortly. I think we'll be fine for this approach. What's the minimums? The minimums, it's a cloud break procedure, guys. It's basically designed to get you under the cloud really early.
Control, hello, speedbird 85 Foxtrot.
At 500 feet, so that you just fly visually.
Climbing, flight level
the RVR required those quite high. Look, 5k, but in the case of Russell at 140 knots or below, the RVR is 3,000 meters. It's 10k down there. So no RVR issue. And look at the minimums, very low. So it's not like it's a bit of a cloud break procedure I'm familiar with, but just designed to get you below the clouds and then you fly visually towards the airport runway, whatever you need to do. Going back to Reykjavik though, guys, is going to be quite exciting with those winds. I'll see if it's calmed down a little bit. Oh, winds have calmed down loads. 30020 knots now. Oh, we'll be fine going back.
Reykjavik Control, ISS 451.
ISS 451, Reykjavik.
So sparsely populated as well. There's so much here that's just deserted.
Sorry, you're coming for a bit broken.
Yeah, much better now. Look at that, Genovan. 30021. It left it was 40-50 knots. So what I'm going to do later is demonstrate something a bit different. We're going to do the ILS approach 19, but we're going to do a circle off that to runway 31. Circle to land isn't necessarily a 180 degree turn to land on a reciprocal runway. It could be any runway you land on. It's just a manoeuvre. It's not a visual circuit, it's a circling manoeuvre, so you have to maintain the circling minima until your final, turning final. Oh, look at these clouds, man, they're just so epic. It looks wicked. Be quite bad icing though. What's the outside air temperature? Yeah, flipping hell, minus 15 going through this. You get ice just go floop, build up very quickly.
Norland 320, hi.
Spitfire, just make sure you fly down the right valley. I turned too early for into a tight spot last time I tried this approach. Uh-oh. Yeah, I did the same earlier Spitfire. I went for the wrong valley as well.
Norland 01, descend to 3,300 feet, NH1009er, join NDB Charlie procedure.
And send 3,300 feet on the 1009er for the NDB Charlie procedure. Norland 01. So, there's our descent clearance. So, let me try and remember to do this. We could just use VS, just do like 500 feet per minute. So, 3,300 feet set. Top of descent, ladies and gentlemen in chat. And if I go here, if I select altitude, vertical speed 500 feet per minute, arm. Ah, so now I've armed it, I'm guessing it should level off at 3,300. Down we go. Just take a little bit of power off. Just to keep speed, 145, 150 knots or so. And down we go.
Norland 320 radar contact.
Say again from 130, please.
Norland 320 radar contact.
I mean, we don't have GPS, we can't use it, but we still have that as a bit of situation where but I can't follow the magenta line, remember, that's based off a different approach. In fact, when we get outbound from the NDB, I'll clear the FMS. Ludwig, good to see Bravo and India Sierra. I've flown there a few times with Diamond. Beautiful approach, but it would be quite turbulent with those winds in the valley. Yes, I can imagine so. Look at the cloud, it just looks amazing.
Muraka 813, Reykjavik.
But yeah, that would cause quite a bit of icing now.
Muraka 813, Polaris offline, monitor Unicom 122.
I've not changed any settings in Microsoft Flight Sim for icing. It just doesn't seem to always appear. I think they've toned it down a little bit. Unfortunately, when it's raining, the wipers don't do anything in the aircraft, which is a shame. Oh my god, it did this earlier. The lakes are all frozen. It's all completely snow, but you can see where it sort of melts. So unfortunately, it's all white. Is that another aircraft down there? I think that could be another aircraft all the way over there. I don't know if you can see it on my mouse. You need to have super eyes. Yeah, ice boots would go on actually. We had those on the Seneca. They're certified for light icing only. Yeah, don't expect any miracles today, guys. I've done the approach a couple of times. The first one was messy, the second one was acceptable. And we're going to have a slight tailwind as well onto 08. There's the flight header. Is it frozen again up there? Yeah, I'll turn it off. There we go. Yeah, it's a shame. Sebastian, what do you think of the Twin Otter missing 737? I quite like it. There's been some criticism with the Aerosoft Twin Otter on release. I think the sounds aren't quite what people were expecting or what it should be as well. Apparently the props don't move as well. There's no animation on the props. Yeah, you know, I'd expected that. But for the price point, was it €35? And the sort of use it's going to get in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think it's okay. You know, if they were pricing it at £50, £60, €70, that wouldn't be quite acceptable. But you know, I've been setting all the power settings and the tables, and they seem to match up. So I quite like it. No yoke cam today, Michael. But that has been immensely popular. Anyway, look, we're approaching the NDB here. So we're going to get ready to tune over to... why? There we go. Oscar Golf. Excellent. It's only DME, remember, so 11 miles. That's perfect. So I'm going to get ready. As soon as that needle drops, I'm going to switch over to the other ADF. Unfortunately, I don't think idents are working. So... Oh, I didn't actually set the QNH myself. Look, 1009, excellent. Yeah, unfortunately there's no idents. Oh no, so I've got the wrong one anyway. But look, ADF, there's no idents. But anyway, we're about to get the needle drop. It's not even plugged in, guys. The webcam. Go down a little bit quicker now as well. I knew you'd do that. No, not 6,700. There's the needle drop. That's what happening at once there. 3,300. Too much going on. So heading select. I need to tune up the other ADF. I've screwed up the altitude, I think. Where's the... No, it's down there. No, I want to descend. Why are you leveled off, sir? There we are, 1,000 feet per minute. Norland 01, just say again, coming in a bit broken.
Norland 01, radar service terminated. Report over breakpoint.
That's copied, Norland 01. So he also wants to call us at the point where we break off the approach. That's fine. My hand flying is awful. So yeah, remember I'm flying the NDB approach. I'm already off it here. So the final approach costs 333. Let's set that to...
Standard 330 is on BIIS for runway 26.
So yeah, I need to fly right.
Norland
It's a big sign. We'll get rid of this as well because we're not
wind
using it.
230 degrees, 15 knots, runway 26, clear to land.
Clear to land, runway 26, Northern 320.
So I need to descend all the way down now. 3,300, we can step down to Ogre 2,000. Excellent. See how we're doing. So slightly off track, but I was just getting a little bit off course there. So pushing ahead there. Also on track now 340. So let's set that to 34. Yeah, so just keep flying that way. It's not easy not knowing what the wind is exactly. And we'll set that to runway 08 just for situation awareness. are. So distance, remember we can't go below 2,000 feet until this goes to 0. Once that's at 0, we're then going to go outbound and we go down to our minimums of 500. So at the moment we're 5 miles out. We can't go below 2,000 until then.
Isaac 331. Via request Sierra, join NDB procedure runway 21, report for runway inside.
I wonder where this guy's from.
approach.
Otherwise looking good. Push arm again, thanks Noah. Thank you. Now if I set a lower altitude, will it reset arm or will it just keep descending? I don't know, we're looking really good now. So what's our heading? Heading 340, 340. Our track wants to be 333. So I just need to fly slightly left here. Set heading a 335, 335. So what about 320? Let's have a look at that. Not bad. The lake's all frozen though. I don't think it's frozen in real life. That's going to be really hard to judge elevation. Ooh, I don't like the look of these clouds ahead either, but remember we've got to be only below 500. Guys, if you are enjoying the Twin Otter stream so far, don't forget to like the video as well. Looking good so far. We're approaching 2,000 feet. The needle's going to get quite sensitive now, so yeah, it's already telling me to fly in that direction. That's fine. And we have 2 miles. I'm happy to step down to 500 now. So we're going to set 500 feet. We'll keep that rate of descent going all the way down to 500. Remember, there's no CDA or anything like that. So 500, I think I have to press arm again. And I'm sort of going to have to use a bit of assistance from... Ooh, that needle. Use that needle here. Yeah, I think the NDB's just off here on the left somewhere. It's quite close now. So when you get this close, don't start chasing the needle. You know, we're within a mile now. I'm a little bit right, but not by far. And we need to go outbound on 326. There we are. So passing the needle, we can go all the way down to 500. Yeah, it's a shame that they've frozen the lake. It's not that cold, is it? And we need to go outbound on 326. Our heading is 320. So we'll set that to 320. We should pull that tail up, and we need 326, guys. There we are. And 4.5 miles, we need to be... Well, I can't even see the runway from 4.5. You just need to be visual at that point, and then continue visually. So we're all below the cloud. That's the only requirement on this. So 1,000 feet to go. And we'll call in braking at 4.5 DME. So we should be fine. Look, we're going to be below the cloud. I'm visual with the fjord or the valley here. Lovely rainbow here.
Standby.
Really hard to judge height when the lake's frozen like this. Frozen lakes open a potential... I could just land straight ahead. Look at the lighting. It's refracting. It's so cool. Right, approaching 500 feet. I just want to keep an eye on this, make sure we level off. The track is excellent. 325, 326.
Proceed to Magni Point. Join.
Hopefully it'll level off at 500, otherwise I'll level off myself.
Descend down procedure report on final.
Oh, snowing as well. 500 feet looks like it's levelling off. That's good. So we're at the minimums. It's a bit ropey over there. I don't like how it's cloudy there, but for the sake of the stream, we'll continue. I wouldn't be too confident there. I don't think it's that one there. It's here. That's the valley we need to. If we go into that one, it'll be the wrong one. There we are. So continue. We're fine. Otherwise, we have to make a right climbing turn. We're waiting now for 4.5 DME. We're at 4, so we're pretty much there. And we've got a little bit of icing as well. And I'll say we continue. Norlandair 01's breaking off at the approach. So I'm going to start flying now towards... I mean, it could be this one here. 500 feet. We'll leave the automation in because that's going to maintain the circling minima, the cloud brake manoeuvre for us. It is this valley here. So we'll use everything, all our tools available. Got a flight plan. This will help. Situation awareness. Remember, that's a different approach. To be fair, you know, it's Microsoft Flight Sim.
01. Wind 250 degrees, 11 knots, runway 26 clear to land.
Runway 26 cleared to land, Norlandair 01. So it's runway 26, guys, okay? Uh-oh. Well, I know it's not the cool approach, it's like sort of straight in though, so we'll do it, and you can land on that approach here. So, using the GPS really, so we'll start heading a little bit more towards the valley. Here we are at 500. Speed to 120 knots, that's fine. I'm going to increase RPM to max RPM now. There we are. Crank up the volume slightly. That's better. Yeah, 26, well, it's realistic, I suppose. And it would be the runway in use. So still using the automation at 500 feet is so high. You can't judge height. Oh, here you go. You can there if you look down. Look at that. God, I need track IR, guys. So in reality, there's a beacon here, which I think guides you in. So we're just going to scoot along the edge of this here. This is definitely a Remember Valley. I remember from my practice sector. This is the correct one. Yeah, I think. Great man, ATC on the way here. I'll start slowing down because I need to be below 103 knots to get the flaps out. Whoa, 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 what's the autopilot doing? What? What are you doing, autopilot? What? You trying to kill me? Just turn that off. It just started diving. Right, flaps to 10. Oh, you gotta keep an eye on that. The autopilot just started descending on its own. A little bit of snow now, lovely. Back to 500 feet. Right, below 93 knots, and I can select more flap. I've got flap 10 out already. There's 103 knots, so I'm going to go to flap 20, and I'm going to use that as my landing flap setting today, VREF of 80. So I'm just going to maintain 500 feet. So the airport, we're going to hug on the left side. Remember, it's runway 26 we're landing on now with the wind. Absolutely beautiful. So flap 20, VREF's 80, so I'll hold about 85 knots. Amazing. I can see the runway ahead, guys, on the left-hand side.
Canadian 1 Alpha Kilo, descend.
Climbing a little bit there, very good. So we'll stay at 500. Take a bit of power off. And landing checklist is complete. It just flaps on this.
Canadian
oh, don't tell me someone's at the door.
Copy. Met report.
It's alright, it's all sorted. Oh, I'm getting a little bit too slow. So doorbell just rang. Bad timing, I know what it is. Excellent. And there we are.
Canadian 1 Alpha Kilo, descend to 5,000
knots. Okay, maintaining 500. Just gonna hug the valley here. Airport is just there, guys. There's the runway. A little bit fast. It's actually getting a little bit turbulent now. Hey. So I'm only just going off videos I've observed. They come quite far left and then sort of quite low over the trees. Not landed on this runway yet. Can I see a giant A330? I'll start descending. Happy with the speed. Speed's good. good. A bit high on speed, we're going to do about 85. Height's good. Taking a bit more power off. There we are, lining up on final.
100.
Ooh, trees. Altitude warnings. Keep setting now.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Hold it off. Hold it off. Come on. We're down. Reverses. Oh, we went to get the nose down first. Oh, that sounds pretty cool though. Alright, we don't need that anymore. Oh, there we are down. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ísafjörður. Oh, nice. That was good. Had a little bit of a crosswind there as well. Beautiful. It's a tiny apron here. Tiny apron. There we are. First time here. This has been requested a lot. Flaps up. And we'll take a left here.
Ice at 331, wind 220 degrees, 6 knots, runway 21, clear to land.
Beautiful. Look at this scenery. Absolutely awesome. Well, I'm not sure where I'm going to park. There's a giant A330 on the apron. It's pretty much, there's only one space for one aircraft, I think. We'll just park somewhere over here. We'll put it in this direction. That'll do. Sweet. Parking brake is set, which delayed to see me vacated. Radar Norlandair 01's vacated. Runway 26. Thank you very much to the ATC this evening.
Bye.
Bye. Excellent. There we are. So we'll disconnect. We'll better just do the checks because I'm going to actually not quit out the sim. I'm going to reload. Actually, not reload. I'm going to leave it as the aircraft is. Have a quick break. So flaps are up. Auto feather. Oh, I forgot to turn that. Oh wait, hold on. I think I was meant to turn it on for the approach there. So flaps set. Propellers was fully forward. Flaps are up. Anti-ice off. Landing lights can come off. And on the overhead panel here, we have the taxi light off. Take the pitot light off as well. Strobes, they're already off. Pitot heat can come off as well. Transponder standby and off. Or no, we'll turn it off because we're about to shut down. Anti-collision light off surely after the engine's been shut down. So power levers, flight idle, propeller levers will feather. Sounds like the feathering. Excellent. Generators off. Fuel boost pumps can come off. There we are. All lights off. Well, you're not meant to turn the anti-collision light off, but there we are. And then we'll shut the engines off as well. There we are. Beautiful. Very nice indeed. Ah, get some fresh Icelandic air in our lungs. Beautiful. Excellent. That was an awesome flight. Really enjoyed that, and nicely and safely down. It's a shame it wasn't 08, but this approach was pretty epic, to be fair. And there we are. I'll just get it shut down. I imagine we'll go and run and get some tea before the passengers board for the next flight. So I just want to get it fully shut down so we don't drain the battery off. So I think that's pretty much it. Engine shut down. All the lights come off now as well. Hello, Jack. So anti-coal off. Oh, we already turned them all off, I think, as well, didn't we? That's fine. DC source and master off. So it's that one and that one. And that one, we'll power down. I'll put the gust lock in whilst we do the walk around as well. So I think, oh yeah, I have to reset the view and like to be able to move down. How do I get the gust lock back in? I think I have to have that. Excellent. Then it's not going to blow around anyway. Awesome stuff, guys. So I'm going to take this opportunity to have a quick 5-minute break. I'm not actually going to quit out the sim. I'll leave it exactly where it is for the return sector back to Reykjavik. So you come back, you'll see it exactly as it is. Awesome. Time to take for a walk, Captain. I haven't quite got time for that. I'll just be about 5 or 6 minutes or so. Put you in the B right back screen for that one. Can't stay for return. Great fun on this first sector. See you later. Thanks a lot, Dealey. Microfish tea time, absolutely. Excellent. So yeah, give me about 5-6 minutes, guys. We'll do the return sector. We'll talk about the weather and how bad it is. We'll do an ILS circle to land on the runway most favourable for the wind, which will be, I think, will be runway 31, the one we departed off earlier. And then I'll do the giveaway once we get back into Reykjavik as well. I'll see you guys in about 5 minutes. Cheers. Thanks for that break, guys. All refreshed, ready for the return sector. I've got to try and load up this GPS somehow. I did have a bit of a practice earlier. I didn't get it going, but yeah, aircraft's exactly where we left it. Cold and dark. We'll imagine we've got our refreshments from the cafe. We've boarded our next 10 passengers. We should have enough fuel to get back. We loaded up as much fuel as I could with the maximum takeoff weight, or taking that into account earlier. I'll actually have a look at how much fuel we have. Let's jump back into the cockpit. If I can remember the buttons. There we are. So I can use the little Microsoft Flight Simulator thing here, can't we? So yeah, look, we're down to 50%. I started with 70, so loads of fuel. We've burned about 300 kilos of fuel on that sector, so we're absolutely fine. We don't need to refuel here. We'll remove the gust locks again. I'm going to go offline on the return sector. I might pop online again, refile the flight plan just to save us some time and stuff. Otherwise, we're going to have A330s on top of us on this tiny apron and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, meet Merp. You saw it there. Oh, wait, I love my soundboard. Someone spotted at least. Perfect. So, we'll find the checklist here before start checks again. So, control lock we removed. We closed all the doors. We have, yes. Parking brake is set. Emergency fuel switches are in the normal position. Fuel selectors normal. Fuel boost pumps are off. Cabin light and signs are set. Position lights will now turn on. So that is up here. Position lights on. No smoking at faster belt sign on. Jim's giving the pre-flight briefing. We'll have a bit of flight compartment lighting as well. Generators are off. Flaps are up. Fuel is off. Props fully forward now. Alright, fully forward, power levers flight idle, 10%, ignition is in normal, batteries can now come on, which is just here. There we are, have some power, check the fuel quantity of the gauges, there we are, they're coming up there. So actually we've got a little bit more in the forward tank, or the aft tank, sorry, about 650 pounds, just over 600 in this one here. So that's all good, and then the first thing is the engine start, but I need to reset the FMS first before, or not the FMS, sorry, the GPS, which has got all our old routing in and all this stuff. I think you can do a full reset. Is it menu? No. Flight plan. Clear. How do I reboot it? There we are. Delete a flight plan. Enter. There we are. So it is now Control Alt deleted. We're all good to go. Where's my bridge maybe promise? Love these chill streams. Oh yeah, ADS Legends, I did say that. Yeah, ADS Legends on our last group flight, which we did on Saturday, ran into a slight issue with the scenery and he started climbing in front of me whilst taxiing. It was quite funny. Poor guy. And get the heaters on, Captain. Yeah, what is this, by the way? I need twin autopilots here. There's a vent fan, which sounds like my Dyson. Other Hoovers are available. Listen to this. I mean, surely not. Surely not. But that's what it sounds like. Anyway, wish me luck with this. So I actually have a operational flight plan, which we can observe. Let me just bring that up for you. Oh, I just need to move that across the screen. There we are. So here is the operational flight plan for Sector 2. Just move that over there. Perfect. So it says flight time 1 hour. Going to go up to flight level 100. Minimum fuel's 400 kilos, so it's about 1,200 pounds, which is at least what we have. Cabin cleaning complete. Love it, Darren. So sufficient fuel. The SID we're going to fly is a Romeo Echo. What is that? What on earth? Cheers, Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's really cool that the beacon light comes on here though, just as he traverses through my aircraft. So, where we go here? Guys, bear with me here. So I think I have to put the departure airport first so I can select the SID. It's not even letting me do that. Oh, there we are. So we are in Bravo India Sierra, and I've got to do this before the battery goes flat. It did work earlier. I managed to get it in, but it's so easy to screw up. But it is a bit buggy. That's really off-putting, that light. There we are. Except, so once we've got the departure point in, we can now put in our first waypoint, which is Romeo Echo. No, firstly, procedures. No. Do I put this in now and then the routing? I don't think. Select departure. It is the other one. Romeo Echo 1 Alpha. Load. And I think now if I go over here. There we are. Yeah, I remember that. Romeo Echo. And then after Romeo Echo, we can now put our routing in, which is Scalm. This might not work, but if not, we can just heading selected and follow the magenta line. I'm not going to put the approach in yet, but just get the ball rolling here. Sierra Kilo Alpha Lima Mike. Much easier in real life. And then it's Myra. Now we'll just put the destination as well. I remember when we did this in the Seneca, obviously we were not allowed to use GPS, but we always loaded something in there as backup. And you just get so quick at doing it like this. Obviously in a desktop sim using a mouse, it does take a little bit longer. Mike, Yankee, Romeo Alpha, Romeo. I don't know if there's a shortcut to be able to type it in. Oh, that flashing light. There it is. And lastly, the destination, which is BIRK. Bravo, India, Romeo Kilo. And this is, you know, this isn't realistic. I'm using this. I remember flying on the Twin Otter in the Maldives, and they loaded up the GPS just like this into the island. Obviously, I watched it like yeah, I loved it. There we are, Reykjavik. There we are. So I think we're all right, guys. If I go here to flight plan, how do I get rid of that page? I don't want to press clear because I've done that before. How do I get back? If I hold down clear, it's not going to delete it all there. But how do I actually get back to the page where you see everything? Because I don't want to push. How do I go back? I thought you pushed flight plan. Oh, guys. Well, I need some help. They'll get the engine started and work it afterwards. Right. This is complicated, this aeroplane and the big GPS. Let's get rid of the flight plan here for you, and we'll put the CDI to GPS. We are actually to be pointing in the right direction, so we'll be putting off runway. Actually, I'm going to depart off runway 08 with the tailwind. It's less than 10 knots, so we should be fine. Hold clear. Thank you very much. Rage is Shahir. There we are. I'll get the engine started. I'll brief the taxi SID there just to get some, because I'm worried about the battery going flat. So forward fuel boost pumps we can turn on. I'll just turn that off for a second. There we are. So forward boost on, and we'll start engine number 2. So clear prop, and sounds like we're in business. Excellent. So oil pressure, right NG 40% stabilised, fuel coming in. noises. Frank, when you fly the CL60, we'll fly the Challenger again soon, Frank. In the next 2 weeks or so. I've already streamed it prior to release. I was very fortunate to get a copy. Excellent. Monitor 42% NG. It seems to have increased. And we'll now turn on the aft fuel pump. And starting engine number 1. Oil pressure. 40% left fuel lever on. Left T5 and NG gauges are increasing. Everything's in the green. Looking good. Starter in the centre, I just heard it click off. Then we'll have to start checklist. So power levers to idle. Generators now on, which is up here. On. Compass and gyros are set, so compass is saying 27280. Set the cameras 280, looking good. We're going to depart off runway 26 though. 2608. So runway 08. Altimeter's checked. Oh, so still 1010. Anti-collision position lights on. Oh no, I don't want to open Adobe. Thank you very much. Taxi on, pitot on. All those lights are on. About to enter the runway, so I've got the strobe lights on as well. Window heater is on. Landing lights also on. And we're also ready for the taxi checks. We just need to check the brakes and gyros. Looking good. So I'll just turn the sound down here slightly, guys. There we are. So, not much to say really for our departure. I need to firstly get the charts up. So taxi, airport, we didn't really cover that, but yeah, 1400 metres vacated here. Going to take off a 08. It's a slight tailwind, but less than 10 knots, and then we'll just make a slight left turn. Actually flying a SID. It's the Romeo Echo 1 Alpha. So initial climb clearance by ATC. We're going to go straight up to our cruise level. So set up here. Flight level 100. Flight level 100. And the routing for us is on course 040 to India Sierra 401. India Sierra 401. If we go to the FMS, you can see there India Sierra 401. It's got this weird. It does this. It always puts like a user waypoint in there. So if I go to cursor, it says user and then IS 401. So I don't know if I. Yeah, I'll just leave that in there. I wanted to go direct to that point, but I don't want to mess up the flying plan. But anyway, we're going to go to that point, max 150, so we'll bear that in mind, but our climb speed is 100 knots. Right turn 115 to India Sierra 402, and then we're going to go to the Romeo Echo NDB, which is 316. 2,000 feet, 5,300, we are cruise level by then, so that should be fine. We just need to tune up 316, which should be on standby actually. There it is, 316. On the approach and turn on the transponder. She's reporting on already, and we'll score 2,000. Excellent, we're on our way. So we'll just taxi the whole point, then we'll get configured for takeoff. Parking brakes released. See you soon, Isafjordur. Excellent. Still live weather. Just wait here. Get the aircraft configured for takeoff. That's the shortest taxi ever. Right, checklist for departure. So parking brake is now set. Auto feather is armed. Anti-ice as required. It's not required before takeoff checklist. Fuel quantities checked. Fuels boost pumps are on. Rudder trim tabs are reset. Flight instruments are checked. Nav comm radios are set. Propeller levers fully forward. Auto feather selected. Flaps flap 10. For departure, engine instruments within limits, pitot heat is on, I've done already, caution lights appropriate, such as the pneumatic low pressure, runway heading is checked, and that's it, all ready to go. Just do a flight control check, make sure there's nothing wrong with my peripherals. And rudders all looking good. So, togas in chat, ladies and gentlemen. I imagine we've got our takeoff clearance, even though I don't think there'll be any ATC here. Parking brakes released. Let's go back to the capital, Reykjavik. Is the capital Reykjavik? Can't remember. Anyway. Yeah, audio is still a little bit funky, I think. This does sound a bit funny. There we are. So hold it on the brakes. Make sure we're pointing in the right direction. There we go. 45 torque. Feeding in the power. There we are, a little bit more, just shy of 50. There we go, parking brake released. We're on our way. Rotate at 75 knots. Feeding in a right rudder here. Airspeed's alive. Bit of a tailwind here. There's 75 knots, rotate. Airborne. Yeah, they do love trees, Microsoft wants it. I just saw that comment there. There's 400 feet, flaps up. Look at the GPS that's trying to take me into a mountain. There's that user waypoint it makes. There's 100 knots. Flaps are selected up. Just reduce the RPM to 90%. There we are, GPS is now updated. Well, there's 90% RPM. No, a little bit more. Is that not going back on the RPM? There we are, 90%. A little bit fast. What are we doing, 100 knots? Beautiful. We're on our way, guys. As I said, inbound Indy Sierra 401. At 100 knots, climb power. Stick a little bit off there. We'll be doing about 45 torque. Beautiful. Should be about 1 hour back to Reykjavik. The time is obviously showing 1 hour 20 because we're climbing a lot slower. We're going to do a cool approach today. Christoph, are the rudder pedals on the 737 dual linked? Yes, they're directly connected to each other. There we are. So important to keep on the SID, especially when it's high terrain around. You don't want to drift off. Obviously, this is very similar to LNAV. In the 7.3, we were using the GPS, and the CDI is slave to GPS mode, so it'll show you a course deviation and which direction to go as well, which is pretty cool. It's foot-pounds, is it, Hal? Is it 45 foot-pounds? Is that actually what you're referring to? Because I remember, yeah, exactly, the Lucas stream, I wasn't actually sure what Twin Autopilot's referred to as the power setting. Do we call it 45 torque? There we are, there's the right turn. Just watch my speed. I'm seeing a bit. Inbound to Indy Sierra 402. And this is not quite inbound to the ADF, but we've got the NDBs back up. Remember, the wind's not quite as strong here as it will be when we go further south, but I think the wind's died down quite a bit compared to earlier. Hi, Same Aviation. How's it going? Been a long day now, chilling for the night. My wagon, very cool. I hope your wagon is comfortable and you are comfortable, so thanks for tuning into the stream. I'm set standard now. 213. Actually, I don't think I ever set standard on gyms earlier. No, I think that's still set to 1013. It's fine. Beautiful. This sim is absolutely stunning. I will try and use that fly live thing again in a bit. There's the weather phase, Jenna Hofen again. 30021, Pure 2500, broken 3000, 1 degree 1012, much calmer than earlier. But we'll do the ILS 19 circle onto 31. I don't think I've ever done I've only ever done a circle standoff to a reciprocal runway, which is the most common, but you can circle onto other runways. Jim doesn't need to know the correct altitude, doesn't improve his flying anyway, brilliant. Jordan, what's your favourite cloud types? Mine is the Cirrostratus. My favourite is Cavo K. Don't like clouds at work. No, of course I like clouds, but clouds don't like CBs or thunderstorms. No thanks. Looking good. Inbound to Sierra 402, max speed 107 knots. Got to be at or above 2,000 feet at this point here, so we're all good. And we're going to make that right turn inbound to Romeo Echo shortly. Tell you what, the DHC-6 would be a challenge to get into there. That would be quite a tough one to do. Yeah, having a lovely chill stream. I've been planning a stream for about a day or two. The release of the aircraft as well. There we are. Now we're bound to the Romeo Echo 150. Do not like having this. You know, when we did our instrument rating on the Seneca, this was slave to the compass. It was so much easier to do NDB flying. With the manual bug card, you just have to turn it yourself. Need to increase a little bit of power. Microfish, you like the plane? Yeah, it's really cool. Perfect plane for Microsoft Flight Simulator. One to go, just checked. To level off. So get ready to level off, but then I was realising I was off course there. Oh, that's your dinner in your mouth. So power, we don't actually need to reduce power that much. That's probably where we want it. So reducing RPM now to 75%, trimming nose down as the aircraft accelerates. Oops. Trim nose down loads in this. Down to flight level 100. Reducing the RPM to 75%. There we are. And cruise power set about 45. Sweet. There we are, level and in trim. Almost. Get the automation in now. So gauge, altitude, nav, that will follow the GPS track while we climbing. 10,000. There we are, I was going to sort it out for me. There we are, perfect, and relax. There we are, we should be there in 41 minutes. Our track. I'll try to get flight line up and running now. Okay, my Windows error sound. Cool, right, so we're from Bravo India Sierra to BIRK. Oh no, not Alpaca, we're FNA 02. So you should get the flight data back up now. There we go. Don't know how long it'll work for though. Still doesn't show ETA. Might be to do with the airport code, maybe. I don't know. There we are. Iceland is so pretty. Sean O'Matu. Mapia, it's beautiful. Look at this. And the new PC is just, oh, it's just epic, guys. I'm so happy with it. 60 FPS. This is on, not on Ultra, it's on high end. Everything on high end, because for me, on a 1080, I can't really tell the difference between Ultra and high end. And I thought, well, I'll just go high end and take the extra performance gains. It's 60 FPS, like fixed. Doesn't stutter or anything. Really nice. Yes, John, all those Windows sound errors make me nervous. Yeah, me too. But thankfully, it was self-caused. Oh man, I haven't had any opportunity to use any of my soundboard as well. Now, you know when all the kids come in at the weekend and they always go, do a barrel roll! I've got that one as well. Amazing. Aaron, have you ever been to Iceland? Most jaw-dropping, the incredible place I've ever been to. I've never been to... Where are we going? So make sure the plane's doing what it should be doing. Yeah, that's just over a waypoint. It's just not turning on its own. Inbound to Skaum, that's fine. No, never been. It is on my bucket list. Iceland, Japan. I really want to go to Japan. I think it's an incredible country. People are amazing and everything. Yeah. Italian lakes. Really want to have do a holiday there and like drive around the Italian lakes. I want to go skiing again soon. I was meant to be going skiing this month, but with Omicron, plans got all cancelled and stuff. Anon, to give a little whirl for us, Captain. You want to get out your system. No barrel rolls. Bergen should be on your bucket list. No, never been there, Bjorn. That'd be quite cool to go to Bergen one day. I've never been to Norway. Six-day government quarantine in Japan. Yeah, I'm not going there anytime soon then. UK, great news. So as long as you're fully protected, you don't need to... No, what is it you don't need to do if you're fully protected in the UK now? It's changed just recently. I don't think you need to even self-isolate or anything. Max, one of the most tricky approaches for your company. Runway 21 in Lanzarote always comes to mind. It's a NDB approach, but you have to be level, fully configured at platform altitude, then descending using vertical speed. You've got like a tiny little valley to get through. It's quite interesting. I've done a number of circle to lands. I won't disclose the airports, but we do some proper circle to lands. 800 feet, fully configured. It looks like a visual circuit basically in the NG. It's pretty cool. Hello, Jack. He's just come in here. No Jack cam today. No, you can't show yourself. No testing required if you're fully. Yeah, if you're fully vaccinated, that's it. No tests at all. If I'm thinking. Or is it just a lateral flow? But that's easy enough. On your bed. Come on your bed. Hey, Berlin flight, finished my ATC session in Berlin for tonight. Glad that a few fellow alpacas came. Glad that it weren't as many as last time. Yeah, it was last Tuesday, wasn't it? Berlin flight. Oh, it was Bergen. Yeah, it's Berlin to Bergen, didn't I? In the NG with yoke cam, I remember. Good boy. Alright. That's his tail whacking the desk. Come on, there you go. Paul Hamilton, when finance is available, I think the next updated alpaca livery needs a little touch of red. The Otter looks so nice in red. The Otter, I like the blue. Everything on the channel is blue themed, blue and white. I don't think it'll suit Alpaca Airways much, but yeah, this livery is epic. Sort of taking in the beautiful scenery of these views. Sort of flying a bit further away so it's not so loud. There we go. That looks so cool. Look at your lucky colour, Skipper. I don't really have a lucky colour, John. When I was younger, my favourite colour was yellow. I mean, blue now. I have a lucky number, 32. That's my lucky number. Manjar, I think it's time for some alpacas in Sweden again soon. Yeah, I haven't been to Sweden for a while. Did we do our... I'm trying to think what I did on this group flight. Not the one this weekend, the one before. We've been to Sweden a few times. Yeah, I'm just trying to think. What is it? Tuesday today. Flying on Friday. Might do something Thursday night around the same time. Flying Friday. Standby Saturday, Sunday again. So I've got some other plans and stuff. Yeah, probably going to next take the level up again. I want to just see what level up are going to do regarding an update. So I quite like to fly their 800, I was mentioning earlier, just to compare to the NG. I'm always wanting to fly the Fearless 7.4. What else have we not flown for? The Tupolev, yeah. The Dash 8. Actually, it would be quite cool, safe to take the Dash 8 on, so I think the Dash 8 goes there as well. FMA, are you left-handed? Yes, I am, actually. Hi, Harry Bassett, just in from work to catch the live stream. Very cool, buddy. Been streaming for a couple of hours, just on our way back to Reykjavik at the moment. Should be landing there in about 35-40 minutes. DD Concorde. Concorde, we didn't fly that long ago. We flew from Gran Canaria to Leeds a couple of months ago, 2 or 3 months ago. Mason Island, I'm left-handed as well. Excellent. All the best pilots are, Mason. Look at this scenery. Just taking it in. I don't usually do external views in the stream, so I'm usually so busy talking about the aircraft we're flying in there. But I kind of love it in this scene. That is absolutely stunning. That's really cool. Mason Island, I think it's 10% of people are left-handed, something like that. Interesting statistic. I think the percentage of pilots that are left-handed is higher, and it's to do with the way the brain's wired up. There was some. I remember reading an article about it years ago, and it was something like 20 or 30% of pilots are left-handed, and the same with anyone involving sort of like mental, racing drivers, that sort of. I'm not trying to put myself in the same seat as a racing driver or skill, but it's to do with the part of the brain which is to do with your kind of like your motor neuron and the way you move your hands and stuff. There was some, it was years ago, I can't remember much about it. John, didn't we donate the Tupolev to Duxford? Yeah, about 1.5 years ago. Harry Bessett, a beer, sweet and sour chicken, and watching Flight Deck Sim live. Very cool. Oh, I could actually have a beer tonight. I bought myself no, I got myself a cider actually today. With cinnamon in it, of all things. Ayrton Senna was left-handed. Perfect. Jenna Hope, ambidextrous, best of both worlds. Well, you see, my left hand is my dominant hand, but this is weird. Any lefties here? Here's an interesting fact. When it comes to left-handed, so anything, when it comes to sports, for example, if I play a racket sport or anything involving just my left hand, so squash, tennis, baseball, softball, whatever, I use my left hand. Bowling, I'm left-handed. But when it comes to sort of where you use both hands, golf, cricket, what else would you put over there? I don't know, baseball as well, wouldn't it? I go right-handed. I have a right-handed stance. Also, I brush my teeth with my right hand. I don't know why. And it's uncomfortable for my left. I don't know. It's just weird. So yeah, golf, cricket, I play right-hand stance even though I'm left-handed. I'm left-footed, so playing football, left foot's my strongest foot. Ah, so it's not just me then. Stephen Connell, golf, cricket, right-handed stance. David Wankley, back right. You're not the unique dipnoid. I'm left-handed, but I use my right hand for scissors. I'm the same. Use right hand for scissors. It's so strange, isn't it? The body, human body's amazing. Yeah, Hawaii 345. I'm the opposite, but the same. You know what I mean? You don't need to be left-handed to be a pilot, Aaron. You're fine. Sean Nomatopia, the lack of lefty mice peripherals is awful. Yes, but I do have, get them on discount as well, the Logitech G903, which is ambidextrous mouse, a great mouse as well. Usually full price, but it is about 120 quid, but it's often on sale on Amazon. I bought mine for 70. Really good mouse as well. Benjamin, you're streaming late, so what I usually do, Benjamin, for I adjust my stream time based on the roster I'm going on to. So if I'm on earlies, I usually like to start the stream, or about to go on earlies or an early standby. I like to start the stream about 4 or 5 o'clock, done by 7, 8. And when I'm going on to lates, I'm going on to lates this weekend. You know, so I'm landing, finishing work at 1 o'clock in the morning, midnight. I adjust my body clock, so streaming late suits me well. It's actually a really good way to sort of shift the body clock over to that time zone as well. Not great for European viewers, but it does give the opportunity for some other people in the world, you know, mostly United States, South America, to watch at a little bit more of a convenient time. Lauren, come to America for a late stream sometime then. Yeah, maybe on Thursday. Is there any event in America on Thursday? Don't think so. I'll have a look. I mean, yeah, I'm usually want to be done by midnight. Benjamin, that makes sense. Good way to set the body clock. It really is. Michael, love this time in Australia. Yeah, good morning to you, sir. I'm watching chat, looking at you guys. We're chatting away here, but I'm looking at the scenery as well. It's just epic. Look at it. I don't think I've been so long in one external view. I hope the instruments are okay. We're actually heading in the right direction. So just double check. Looking good, guys. So we are running, what's the time of the sim here? 14:23. The sun doesn't get very high in Iceland this time of year. Very short daytime. Not daylight hours. Romulus, CS lefty report to be an Airbus captain. Unbelievable. Thing was, in the right-hand seat in the NG, never was an issue, you just get used to it. And when I moved to the left hand seat, it felt really weird. We've discussed it several times on the channel. When I moved to the left seat, and obviously the main thing, as I've mentioned many times before, using your imagination. This is a 737 here, using my left hand on approach flying, because obviously my right hand's on the power lever or thrust levers. I was so used to making fine adjustments on the thrust with my left hand, all of a sudden I'm making bigger inputs. And now my right hand, which is used to making big inputs on the control column, is having to make fine adjustments to the power. And actually, when I started flying with the left-hand seat during the command upgrade, my power changes were a little bit like a bit jerky, and it's very common. It just takes 2 or 3 sectors to get used to it. I won't say jerky, but where you wanted to make like a 1 or 2% thrust adjustment on final, you're kind of making a 5-6% adjustment. Paul, does the holding pattern to the right feel wrong? No. John, it's like driving on the left, isn't it? It took me about a day to acclimatise from driving in Europe. Yeah, and I lived in Spain, John, when I joined my operator. I took my car down there, and then obviously you get used to driving on the right hand side. So when I drove back to the UK, it was a couple of times where I just went, "Oh no, I'm going to drive on the left now." It's just your body again adjusts very quickly. Even though the seat was, right hand drive, still, the fact that you're driving on the other side, everything's opposite, does take a short while to get used to.
Welcome.
Thanks for subscribing, Liar Taylor. Welcome aboard. I've noticed Streamlabs Streamlabs used to always pop up to say welcome to new subscribers, but it never works anymore. Maybe it's gotten de-attached to my YouTube account. Let me have a look here. I see. Trying to be a pro streamer here. Yes, Streamlabs is no longer recognised as an as a moderator. Oh, it is. That's strange. Streamlabs just isn't working. I'll have to re-attach it to the account. Hello from Denver, Colorado. Good day to you, sir. T-Turn said you're right from your left issues when in ETS2. Oh, I need to do that again. Thanks for subscribing as well. Domino Ribego, I think that was. Doing well, buddy. Completely butchered your name there. Sorry about that. To go, guys. Hello, Brandon M. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Never Dragons. It was weird for a while, but I've really gotten used to flying with the left hand, which I did mainly so I could use the mouse on my right. Since then, there's been no going back. There you go. You can always adjust your body, to feel more comfortable with certain things. Adding Streamlabs as a moderator, fixing the stream on the roll here, on the run here, on the road here. Settings. I don't want Streamlabs doing what Nightbot does. I just want you to say thank you very much for subscribing. There we are. Should work now. Cool. Sorry guys, I was a bit distracted there.
50, 40, 30,
oh.
20,
Thanks.
10.
Thanks, Captain Biao. That's very generous of you. My goodness. What a name as well.
Hi, Captain. great streams.
Thank you.
Any chance to see you in the Toulouse again? Your die-by-wire skills in a scare bus got much better over time. Need to stay in training or all progress will be gone again.
Thank you very much, Captain Meow. It's very generous. Thanks for £26.86. That's very generous of you, Sarah, madam. The Toulouse, yes, the Airbus. And you're quite right, because the longer I leave it between flying Airbus and not flying it, that you do get a little bit of degradation in skills. And yeah, I think the last few Toulouse aircraft, Airbus A340, wasn't it? Wasn't too bad. I sort of had a rough idea what it was doing. Yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely, Captain Meow, for the cross the land in a couple of weeks, have that as an option, the A340. I want to sort of go for wide body jets or large jets for that, so I'll probably go A3 Airbus A300 or A310 by any builds, the Toulouse 340. Otherwise I'll fly it again anyway. It's always good fun taking the Airbus as well. Thank you for your generosity, it's very kind. Listen, your FPS will hit the millions of the Toulouse with your system. I think when we... Yeah, I haven't actually tried it yet, but... yeah, what was it? If I take like a default Cessna in default X-Men level or a default airport, it's like 200 FPS nearly, which I think would cause issues when it comes to streaming. It'd be too high on FPS. Yeah, Toulouse plus no ortho equals 7 many zeros FPS. Talk about big numbers. I saw that the Webb telescope now has entered the its special orbit. I was reading, I quite like space, and I was reading about the James Webb telescope and this orbit it's entered. It's basically like a gravitational equilibrium. Is it between the Sun and the Earth, or are we talking a load of nonsense there? But basically it does this really unusual orbit. It's basically orbiting around a non-existent body, and it's like a Lagrange, or something. Yeah, there you go, Lagrange point there. And I was reading about it. It's absolutely fascinating. I do like a little bit of Kerbal Space Program and basic orbital mechanics. I don't think that's modelled in Kerbal Space Program 2. Yeah, very fascinating. It's going to be a few more months, isn't it, before it's fully commissioned, because it's got to cool everything down to just a few degrees above Kelvin. Absolutely crazy. Anyway, about 25 minutes to run, guys. It's about time we start talking about the approach back into Reykjavik. So the weather has calmed down considerably, but I'd quite like to demonstrate to you a ILS approach where we break off or level off at the circling minima, and we circle to a non-reciprocal runway. So a lot of people associate circle to land where you fly the approach and then you do a sort of circuit, a circling manoeuvre and land on the reciprocal runway, which is the most common type of circle. But you can circle to land on any runway. So if it has multiple runways, you can circle depending on the airport itself, but some you can circle in any direction. You just keep circling until you're lined up with the runway. So what we're going to do is fly the ILS approach 19, but circle to land on runway 31. Now the wind today is 17 knots, so it's actually, you know, we could land off 19, it'd be fine, but it'd be really cool to demonstrate this approach. I actually had to do one on my instrument rating. I did an NDB approach into Oxford. It's probably still the same. It's the NDB approach into Oxford, and then you circle to land on the main runway. And that's what I did on my arm. Just about remember it. Quite cool to replicate this. But anyway, let me grab Navigraph charts up again. So we're operating nicely. It's the exact same route we went down. Let's select BIRK. Sort of flying an arrival. Not really. Going via Myra, but we're not going to go to Exinu. Actually, we might do. What's the approach here? ILS 19. Yeah, there we are. So we're just going to select this approach. We're going to fly the ILS approach 19. We'll get this all set up. But we're going to do the circle to land east of runway 0119. So basically, we go down the approach until the circling height of 1,130 feet, 1,100 feet above the ground, and then just select these approaches here. Delete. There we are. So you imagine we're coming here to 19. Now, we're actually going to circle to land on 31. It's very simple. All you do is get to the circling minima, and then you manoeuvre the aircraft to wherever you want to circle. So if you look at the mouse here, I'm going to approach here, and then we're just going to brake downwind right hand for runway 31, and then do a 180 to land. And it's a circling approach. It's an instrument approach to circling minima, and then you maintain the circling height until you're established on final and land on the runway. We do this in the 7-3. We can do this. There's not many approaches where you would do it in Europe, but you could break off 19, circle up 13, 31. You could on any combination of approaches as well. You just got to be very careful. So in the case here, look, make sure you can actually circle. So sometimes circling in certain directions is prohibited. So it will say, for example, not in this case, but eastern runway here, but it might say western runway prohibited. It could be due to the city, noise, terrain, anything like that. But that's what we're going to do. Anyway, let's try and get this GPS set up initially. So currently routing inbound to Myra. So let's have a look at the approaches. I shall try my best to select the star approach without breaking anything. At the moment it's going to go from Myra direct to the airport, which I don't want. So, see if I can remember this. Procedure, select approach. It's working now, as it wasn't working earlier. And it's ILS... Actually, no, I don't think that's right. ILS Zulu 19. No, I need to select the approach first. Let me do that again. Select arrival, that's what I want. So it's called the Myra... on November. Myra on November for runway 19. There's no transition, so load. So I think that's loaded it up. And then select approach. Alice 1 Zulu via Exunu. No, it's not via Myra. Huh? Exunu. Lusug. There you are, Lusug. So then activate, I think. I probably screwed this up somehow. No, I think we're good, look. Myra to Lusug, so we're no longer going to fly that arrival. Oh, look at this. Myra, and then Lusug onto the approach. I'm basically a qualified pilot on the Twin Otter. I think. Anyway. Right, Myra, Lusug. Looks like we're in there. So, Myra, Lusug. We'll get the ILS tuned now. So, 109.9. So, nav 1, 109.9. Courses I can't. Oh yes, look at that. 109.9. We'll do nav 2 as well. 109.9. So 102 courses is 189. So we can select 189 on the standby. We're not going to use this one, but just as backup. 189. Minimums. Again, it's a circling height of 130, so we'll set 1200 when we start our descent, and the height of going is 1085. So again, just to get the minimum score, I'll set that to 1100. You shouldn't be using that though, because there'll be any terrain or mountain or house that can go off there. Are we GPSing? Oh, it's doing something. It's going inbound to Myra. I don't know if that's what I wanted. Oh no, it's still inbound to Myra, that's fine. Yeah, it should go to Lusug. The great thing is, because we've got nav 2 tuned, we'll know when we're picking up the ILS, because this will come alive on the OBS. So yeah, there's not much to say really. Frequencies, courses, minimums are set. We're just going to break off. And the important thing with circling, remember, you've got to maintain the circling height. So you can cancel it, go for a visual approach, and then descend, but you should maintain the circling minima until established on final. So we've got to maintain, was it 1100 feet? Well, what was it rounded up? Sorry, 1130. So 12. We've got to maintain 1200 feet until we're established on final. But that's it. performance, there's not much point talking about. It's the Twin Otter. Stop it. On a postage stamp if I really had to. But yeah, the wind has died down. I might have to change the video description on this video because I put the gale force winds, and when we left it was 45-50 knots. But I might have to change the title of the stream just to Twin Otter to Isafjordur in not gale force winds. What a break bags. Aircraft Gamer, what sound mod do you use in X11? I don't have any sound mod. Aircraft, you did very, very well. You took a different approach, but will not spoil the video. Good work. Yeah, I had that was the runway in use, Eric. It was not favouring the 08. That's the one I wanted to land on, but 26 for the wind was from the southwest. Thanks, John O'Connor, for the €5.
Thanks for the great videos.
Oh, welcome.
Absolutely loved your last Twin Otter video in Nepal. Smile.
Yeah, my pronunciation of various city places around the world continues to impress. Napalm. Thank you very much, John O'Connor. That was good fun, that stream as well. And very glad to have actually completed that. We've done 2 great bucket list airports in this aircraft. Lukla and whatever it was. Bravo India Sierra. Yeah, maybe I should do Gale Force Breeze rumours. Maybe we should change it to that. Brilliant. Eric, I know, but the famous right side had hard U-turn is so close to the ground. I know. Yeah, it's a shame. But for the sake of realism, we did fly the correct approach. I'll have to go back there. So top of the centre, I'm just going to base it off 1,000 feet per minute when we're about 10 minutes out. Should work out quite nicely. Indeed, another one would be Saba. That one is crazy short next to a mountain volcano. That would be great in this sim. We've done it in X11 in the Seneca about nearly 2 years ago now. But that would be perfect for Microsoft Flight Sim. Well, that overlay seems to have worked a little longer, but I think the altitude might have froze. It seems to be very much stuck on 9,000. Oh no, it is moving, 9244. Remember, that's based on the low QNH. We're on standard, but because it's a lower QNH, the altimeter overreads, so we're actually lower. That's the correct height there.
Welcome.
Thanks for subscribing, Alejandro. No crash, John. I know what you're about. No, look at the weather now. Calm down loads. 310 at 17. I mean, I could land straight in off 19 with that crosswind, but we'll do a circle. You got it, Henry. Yeah, I'll have to change the name of this stream. When we left, when we started the stream nearly 3 hours ago, the wind was 50 knots.
Welcome.
Thank you as well, Gindrich. Welcome aboard, buddy. Paul, usually people only need to put the same thing multiple times. I didn't see you can anyone recommend a weather plugin. You don't need to do it every 15 seconds. I don't know about macOS. Does Active Sky not work for macOS? We're offline. You can change the weather. I could put it onto 50 knots again. Yeah, I'm quite happy here. Thank you very much, Lauren. Live weather. Ah, look. OBS is now alive. It looks like you should be picking up the. Is the OBS broken? Yeah, the OBS doesn't do anything. Well, no, it's because it's a localizer. I'm being silly there, guys. Thank you very much, Kieran, for the 25 months as a member. Pretty alpaca logo for you as well. The sim seems to have got to a point now where I'm very interested in actually downloading it. Yeah, you know, It's not perfect for commercial jet airliners yet, but I love it. I've really enjoyed this aircraft in it as well, with this beautiful scenery today. Yeah, really nice. You know, for what you get, I think the price is very reasonable. You've got the entire planet down there below. I mean, look at it. That is here in real life. Look, there's a road like that there, and you can fly it there. This is just the whole globe's there. Amazing. Thank you very much, Kieran, for your continued support. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you for a while, sir. Anyway, let's start our descent. I'm going to do is, let's have a look here, 3,600 feet, I think, at Exunu. Let's have a look. Yep, 3,600, so we'll set that now on the altimeter. Oh, no. I push B, watch how the height drops down. There we are. Oh, by one hectopascal. I thought it was a big pressure difference here. That must have gone up loads. And 3,600 altitude. Let's just do 1,000 feet per minute and arm it so we don't level off. There we are. Top of the sensor chat, ladies and gentlemen. Start reducing power. How do you get DME information off the ILS? This has DME. Yeah, India Romeo Kilo, but it only says India Romeo Kilo and BIRK. It doesn't actually give you any DME information on this GPS. We can see the localizer coming in. We're going into Reykjavik, Sean O'Matopia. Let's match the heading. And if we now go to heading select, I can position onto localizer manually. Just take a bit more power off, almost 160 knots. So heading select. Let's switch over to CDI to VLOC, and we'll set the localizer, which is 189. A little bit higher on the glide slope, but because of the speed we're going and sending at 1,000 feet per minute, the glide slope will come in. We're just 1 dot higher for now. 189. There we are. So just make a little bit of a left turn to get onto the localizer, and I'll use what I'm going to do. I'm not going to arm approach. The reason is, I did it earlier. I don't know if it's a bug in the aircraft or Microsoft Flight Simulator. The ILS is fine, but when it gets quite close to the ground, it did not stay on the glide slope at all. I had the same issue in the Aerosoft CRJ, but I think they might have fixed that now. So what I'm going to do is use VLOC, but then just use vertical speed to stay on the glide slope manually. You can find out what rate of percent you need to maintain the glide slope. You have your ground speed, and tell you what the rate of percent is. Actually quite a steep ILS. Whether that's modelled in Microsoft Flight Simulator, I don't know, but 3.5 degrees, we'll be doing about 120, no more than that. So only need about 600-700 feet per minute to stay on the ILS. And we will leave 3,600 feet set until we get to Exuna. After Exuna, we can step down to 2,800, which is the final approach fix. Oh, yeah, I need to arm VLOC. Nav, there we are, so localizer. Oh, look, I had the autofed on the whole time. So, has it captured the localizer now? Nav arm. How do I know if it's caught it? Well, it's definitely nav engaged, it's turning onto it. Oh, just okay to me. So don't forget, guys, I've not forgot to arm approach. I'm using vertical speed to stay on the glide slope instead of the approach mode. That way I know it will definitely level off at 3,000 at the correct height as well. If I have it in glide slope, it might not. It shouldn't level off. It goes through any proper altitudes. So at my operator, when we fly circlings off ILSs, we don't arm approach. We use VNAV or vertical speed. So we'll set that 700 feet per minute. And look at that. We're already established. Almost at Exunu. Increase the RPM now. That's the effect of slowing the aircraft down. That's pretty cool. Just keep it about 140, otherwise we'll never get there. because it's showing a slight fly left deviation. We're not flying left. What it's locked onto. I mean, the wind is coming from the right, so that range of sense. Perfect. Plugged in. Look, holding the glide slope beautifully. Our ground speed's only 104 knots. Look. Overhead with look. We're still 7 minutes out. So remember, what we're doing today is 19, and then we're going to break off to circle to land on 31. Remember the surface wind is 310 at 20 or something like that. So 19. I don't know what the maximum crosswind limit is for the Twin Otter, but probably in excess of what we have here. So we have to circle onto 31. Anyway, we're past Ixunu now, so we can now descend to 2,800. Yeah, we definitely localize it now. If I squint in that tiny gap in the cloud, there's the runway. Oh yeah. Can it be stopped on the numbers? We'll stop as soon as we can. We're gonna go. I'm gonna go flat 40, even though we don't need it. Flat 40, and approach speed 75 knots. With that headwind, our ground speed about 50. I bet I could stop in less than 100 meters easily. Why are we climbing? Aeroplane? Huh? Did you see that, guys? Did you see some weird glitchy thing there? It's put me ever so slightly high. I just some sort of weird climbing. Oh, I don't know. Just gonna increase that rate of descent now. Minus 800 feet per minute. Turn this funky music off. Can you short landing a Harrier? Probably not. Was it pressure change again? Maybe. Let me just push the old B button. No, still 1012. So we'll keep it at 140 knots. We'll start slowing it down when we get to sort of like 2,000 feet or so. VS to finesse. Exactly, Michael. You've got it. Might have watched your own videos before. Hello, Lizard Doggo, finally able to catch stream just in time for landing. Thank you very much for popping in, buddy. $2,800, that's checked. I'm happy to set the circling minimum out, so that's going to be 1,200 feet. And we'll just make sure that's definitely armed. I think I just pushed that arm button once, that way it'll level off for me. Maintain that circling minimum until we're on final runway 33. Listen a bit, apparently the Otter image was hidden. There you go. Hello, George's FS videos. Late one tonight, it is. Just approaching 11 o'clock in the evening. But I'm coming up to a late shift pattern at work, so it's fine by me. Look at that. VS of, I think it's 700 feet plugged in. It's absolutely perfect. Ground speed 115 knots. I'm going to start slowing down now, so I'll bring the power slowly to idle. We've already got max RPM. So fuel checked. Yeah, we've got loads. So we've got 800 pounds. Anti-ice no longer required. Cabin seats are on. Landing lights on. Flaps landing. Props are fully forward, and it's after landing. Perfect. I mean, these guys go up and down these aircraft doing parachute jumps. They must just like rattle through the check so quickly. Many Otter emojis. So yeah, a little bit low on the glide. So why is the rate of descent going to 1,200 feet per minute? Look, 600 feet per minute, please. 500. We're going to get low on the glide slope. I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be circling, but look, why is that not doing what I'm telling it to do? 300 feet per minute? No, the autopilot's... It did this at the test sector. Why is the autopilot completely broken? It doesn't matter. We're going to circle at 1,200. And this is broken down. It's no, it did this earlier. Right, well, disconnecting my aeroplane. So we're going to wait until the circling minima. I mean, you should be on the glide slope until this happens. It's more fun to hand fly, I suppose. Power plane lessons on the ground, absolutely. Oh, I'm so low now, so early. The autopilot was doing a great job of VS600, then it just started completely on its own, descending at 1200 feet per minute. Almost 3 times what was required, over twice what was required to stay on the glide slope. Anyway, we'll level off here. And I'm going to basically maintain the circling minima until we're bang on the glide slope, because that's the point at which you would have broken off. There's glide slope coming back alive. Once we're back on the glide slope, we'll start descending on it as well. There we are. So down we'll go, down to 1200. And I'm going to break off straight away at 1200 feet, because there we are. So that's the circling minimums. It's actually 1200. We can go down to 1200. It's quite sensitive on the radio altimeter. So there's 1200. We'll level off here. It's going to get a little bit closer now. In the 737, obviously we're doing, you know, 160 knots at this point here, so about 50 knots quicker. So we'd be breaking off the approach already for the circle. Obviously in the Twin Otter, going much slower. So we can fly a lot tighter circuits, and we'll just keep going towards the runway. Remember, we're not descending, so if you start going, oh, you're too high, I'm a bit below my circling minimum, I've just got to maintain 1200. And then when I'm a little bit closer, we'll break downwind for runway 31. So I'm going to detune the ILS now. There we are. Set the course to 31, and this is really good for situation awareness. Just shows you where you are in relation to the runway heading. It's a little bit too high there. 1200. Now we'll just break downwind for runway 31. Maintain the circling minima. This is where track IR becomes very useful. The wind's pretty much down the runway, so we go flaps to 10 now, so we're below 103 knots. Again, just got to maintain that circling minima. Getting a little bit low. That's me, just getting a little bit low. There we are, 1200. It's just judging that point at which to turn final. We do use timings in the 7.3, which work out very well most of the time. But obviously, I can't. I have to go externally here. There we are, so there's, it's quite hard to see the runway, but it's there a little bit wide, but we'll start sort of turning final shortly. So again, we should be maintaining the circling minima. I should think the guys at this aircraft, though, they'll just go, yeah, that'll do, and they'll just start descending into like a visual circuit. Start turning base now, a little bit high. Well, a little bit too fast, it should be above 103 knots here. Remember, our ground speed's going to slow right down. I'm going to start descending now. So that's fine. Can't see anything. We'll make a little bit of a base leg out of it. Turning final. Too early, actually a little bit high, but don't forget when we turn final we're going to have a bit of a strong headwind. Right, let's get that speed back. Need to be below 93 knots, a little bit high here. So below 93, I can start bringing out some more flap. Flap 30. This is where track IR would be very useful. I'm going to go full flap, remember, 85 knots. No, 75 knots, wasn't it, for your F, so 80 knots will fly. on final. Bit turbulent. Watch that rate of descent. But we're going to try and stop as soon as possible. A little bit low on speed. Yeah, it does handle so differently to explain it. It feels very static. There we are.
40, 30, 20, 10.
Need to get down if I want to stop quickly. There we are, down, brakes. Full reverse. Why is it not reversing? That's full reverse! Oh, I don't know. Well, the brakes are on hot, but there we are. We stopped as soon as possible. Well, that was rather melodramatic. Oh dear. There we are. We made it down. Very, very good. That was the wrong one. It's not the one I wanted. Oh dear. So yeah, I mean, the one in X-Plane, the Twin Otter I flew there, when you select landing flap, you sort of feel this increase in lift, and the attitude, the body attitude feels very different. But it's a lot easier to handle in Microsoft Flight Simulator. In X-Plane, I remember it being very tricky with full landing flap. Anyway, we made it safely. We're down. I was meant to do this one.
Do it again, exactly like you did the last time.
I'm going to stop this. All my serious followers are going to hate all that. I love it. Excellent. How's the sounds? Any improvement, Navigator 76? They're better than the ones I had in the beta. I don't know. It's just, if you listen here, if I don't know. It's just that sort of transition from sort of when you increase the power, just all of a sudden it sounds like different recorded sounds. It's okay. I think there's better ones out there. But it's better than the stock one, but I thought that would have been a bit of a smoother transition. But yeah, the autopilot is a bit funky at low altitude as well. In vertical speed, it was doing some really strange stuff. But anyway, I like the aeroplane. So it's great fun for the aircraft, for this sim. And that's exactly where we started. Look over here. Oh, we've got a marshaller, but on. Oh no, I'm not sure where's she marshalling? Telling me to turn right. Oh no, straight. I'm actually following the marshal guidance. Oh, stop. Oh, okay. We'll wait here. She's the boss, right? Parking brakes set. Let's do the taxiing checklist as well. So, after landing checks, flap strap, anti-ice off, landing lights can come off. Let's go up here on the overhead panel. Generators come off. Taxi light off, pitot heat off, window heats down here. There we are, window heats off. Transponder standby off. Transponders off. And shutdown parking brakes set. Power levers flight idle. Feather the props. Why is that not feathering? There we are. Feather. Generators off. Don't hear any. Fuel levers off. Probably have to wait a short while before you do that. But just turn it off there. All lights can now come off. There we go. Control lock will install. It's still a little bit windy here. And there we are. Door opened and we've made it. Lovely, jubbly. That was great fun. Really enjoyed that. Oh yeah, we need to do a giveaway now, don't we? Oh look, I've still left the strobes on. How unprofessional of me. There we go. Superb. Where's that? My camera's sort of frozen. Why is that not letting me do anything? Oh, there we go. It's working now. Awesome stuff. Let's have a look at some of the comments out of the approach there. Nice. No need to reverse at a short takeoff landing plane. Well, I know, listen, it would be quite cool 30, to hear them all, but it sounds wicked. But 10. Brakes would have kept cool. Soundboarding was 10 out of 10. Oh dear. Thank you very much
Thanks for the stream, boss.
Oh, thank you very much, Michael Cowder, for the $8 Australian. Hope you're doing very well again this morning. Thanks for popping in. I'm glad you enjoyed the stream and enjoy the rest of your day over in Australia. So thank you very much for your continued support and another generous donation. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you very much indeed. Awesome. Yeah, so as I said, Aerosoft very kindly gifted this aircraft to me. I didn't have to spend anything. So, you know, my way of giving stuff back to the community for all the generosity you show me is, in the case of a developer giving me an aeroplane, so the Challenger 650 will be a giveaway for that eventually as well. I like to give away a copy to one of the viewers as well. It's my way of saying thanks to Aerosoft and it's all the developers, whoever I use, and a way of saying thank you to you guys, because I think that's the right way of doing things. So, how this works then, because Aerosoft's a German company and they do gift cards, unfortunately, looking into it today, their gift cards are physical, so it's literally, if you order a gift card, they'll send it to you in the post. Unfortunately, it's not digital, so the way I do the giveaway will involve a little bit of trust. Make sure, please, if you only enter the giveaway, if you have a PayPal account, and I will transfer the cost of the aircraft to you for you to purchase. Obviously, I can't stop you from doing what you want with it, but a degree of trust is required for you to support Aerosoft. And it's not fair for someone who's entering the giveaway to win this aircraft if you then go and get it something yourself. But it's just the easiest way of doing things in these situations. I implore all developers to have a way of having gift cards. Like as I was saying earlier, the X-Plane store is great. All I need is an email address. But anyway, yes, if you'd like to win the Twin Otter, I really like it, the Aerosoft Twin Otter. If you'd like to win that giveaway, I'll just get you to put a term in the chat here, one of which I have not decided. I'll make it very easy for you, ladies and gentlemen, because the answer will be staring at you on the screen there. But what is the airline of the aircraft we flew today, beginning with N and ending in R? And a clue is it's right in front of you, and if you enter that keyword, you will have a chance of winning the giveaway. Now, please only enter it in chat once. If you enter it more than once, you'll have no chance of winning it, because there's a spam blocker on here, an anti-spam system. So if you put it in more than once, it'll automatically prohibit you entering the giveaway. So only put it in chat once. That's very important. If you do it more than once, that's it. I'm repeating myself there a little bit, but let's make it fair for everyone there. And that way, if you're the winner, all I'll ask you to do is get in contact with me via social media, and then all I need is your email address associated with your PayPal account. I'll send you the cost over, and then you can download this aircraft from Aerosoft for your Microsoft Flight Sim Hangar. Great airplane, really good fun. You can take this to wherever you want. It's just, it's got so many variants as well. You've got one with floats, one with skis, one with floats with wheels in it, so you can land it everywhere. I was thinking about taking that aircraft today, but now I just thought we'll take the regular Norland. Oh, okay, so the giveaway word, Norlandair aircraft there. So I'll let that go in chat for a minute or so, just in case there's some people with a slightly slower internet connection. Again, I still have no replay function installed for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but that's quite a cool shot we've got of the aircraft there. I saw that end too, Julia Roberts Air. That's unbelievable.
Wow, it's very nice.
Yeah, dear. No replay music, no. There's that bus again, John. I know it's going around all over the place. It does have that Air Canada jazz vibe to it, doesn't it? Gordon comedy, unbelievable. Very nice. Classic. I mean, I was sort of like a young teenager when I mean, Ali, for those of you who are not old enough to remember Borat, before Borat was Ali G. I was quite young, I shouldn't have been watching Ali G, but we did, and I love that character. I mean, when you had the original Borat, when no one knew who he was, this is before the films, so funny. He did this one where he went to the Oxford-Cambridge boat race, I think it was. It was so good. I'm going to watch those videos this evening now after this. Oh dear. That's why I got there where we were. Exactly, Tom, no Messina. Right then, that will do. I think we've had enough people enter the giveaway. Of course, the term I was looking for was Norlandair, so if you put that in chat, at least once, or no, only once, sorry, you'll have a chance of winning the giveaway here. So, do I have a giveaway sound effect? I don't, but I do have this one.
I won out of this game.
That's the one for the quizzes, but there we go. We'll just roll it now. Anyway, the winner of the Aerosoft Twin Otter giveaway is Philip Holdcroft. Philip Holdcroft, a non-member, non-rigged, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much, Philip Holdcroft, for entering the giveaway. You are the winner. And you've been subscribed to the channel since 2018. Congratulations to you. So Philip Holdcroft, I see your logo. It's you've got a driver there. You're whacking a golf ball into the distance. Drop me a message on social media, Philip Holdcroft. If you don't have social media, an email's fine. All I do ask is a very simple request: is you show me the screenshot of your YouTube logout page, just to it proves it is you, and I'll we'll send over the funds for the aircraft for you to purchase for your Microsoft Flight Sim virtual hangar. He's sent a smiley emoji. Very good. Oh no, that's the wrong one again. That's not the one I was looking for. That's for everyone that lost. Sorry, where's the winner one? I've got it. I've got to, like, the winner of the quiz. Oh dear, my professional streaming's gone out the window. Where is it? No, not that one. Not that one. No, that's the... Yeah, that'll do. Congratulations, Philip. There we are. This is what my streaming professionalism's like. It's a bit... What's happened to this channel? I know. It's all in jest, guys. I promise you, when I'm doing yoke cam and being all serious, or when I record tutorials, there'll be no soundboards there in the background. But remember, these streams are purely for entertainment only, not for professional instruction or education. So there we are. Brilliant. Well, that's it today. Again, thank you to Aerosoft for sending me a copy of their aircraft pre-release. Enjoyed streaming again today. Congratulations to Philip Holdcroft who won the giveaway. As mentioned, just get in contact with me. Show me your Google logout screen, YouTube logout screen with your logo, and I know it's you. And I'll get that all sorted. As ever, to all the regular viewers, thank you so much for popping in. If you could like and subscribe to the video, it helps out a lot. To everyone that donated, thank you so much for your generosity. And to all the members, thank you so much, as ever, for your continued support as a member on the channel. It is all greatly appreciated. Guys, take care, enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully I'll see you, if not on Thursday, it'll be on Saturday or Sunday because I'm flying on Friday. Guys, stay safe, and I'll see you all very soon. Good night from me.
Goodbye.